Am I audible? Welcome to the revision class on basics of project management. So this is Dr. G. Balaraju. So when you see the weightage of this particular subject, please go to the slide. In 2017, 18, 19, 20, so 4 years papers are presented here. So in 2017, 20 marks. In 18, 24. In 19, 22. In 20, 22. So what is being observed here? There is a chance of getting 10 to 11 questions. So there is a chance of getting 12 questions also. So on an average, we may expect 10 questions. So this subject is easy compared to other subjects. How it is different from other subjects? So most of the concepts, like theory concepts, are very simple and easy to understand. And you might have seen many practical cases like projects. So this is a word, so known to us. We have seen so many constructions outside and so many ongoing projects. And in newspaper also you come to know. So there are so many irrigation projects and a lot of problems with irrigation projects and a few scams related to projects. Like that, maybe this project is a keyword. And in today's scenario, development means we collect projects only. So how to remember the theory concepts? Let me present the sequence, like what are the contents in this particular subject. At least you can see this first initiation, planning, execution, closure. At least you remember like this. We start the project, but before starting the project, we must have plan. Then after planning, then we execute the things. Once execution is over, then we can announce the project is completed successfully. And after that, you can use the facility. Okay, I repeat, what are the things involved here now? Initiation, planning and scheduling, or planning, execution, or implementation, and finally closure. So only 4 things. One of the GS questions, one of the papers. So what is the sequence of a project management? Or what are the operations to be performed in a sequence? So initiation, planning, execution, and closure. So same only you can see initiation, execution, and before that time management, cost management is actually planning activities. You have to plan the time, you have to plan the cost. Then after that implementation. In the implementation, if any deviation occurs, you have to monitor and control, and finally closure. So these are the broad headings under the project management. So once you see the details, so where do we expect questions and where we skip? Okay. So if you look at the contents in detailed manner, the first chapter, introduction. So from this chapter 1, you may expect 2 to 3 questions. Pure theory and concept oriented, as I mentioned already. So sequence of operations, or what are the phases in a project, what are the features in a project, what is project life cycle, what are the project constraints. Okay, such kind of questions you may expect from this first chapter. What is project, what are the key attributes or characteristics, and how do you classify the projects, project phases, and project management functions. What are the functions in project management? Okay, theory. So without fail, please go through this chapter 1, because I'm covering all topics, but where you have to focus that I'm telling now. This introduction chapter, try to consider. I'm advising ECE people. So please go through the chapter 1 introduction. Very easy. It's a matter of 1 hour. So a few things you remember. What is the definition of project? What are the constraints in a project? What are the phases in a project? And life cycle and project management functions. Coming to civil and mechanical, of course. So this is a common syllabus in CPM and PET for mechanical guys. So CPM and PET. So default you're going to deal with all these things. For civil engineering, construction management one subject is there. So that is nothing but project management. For civil and mechanical, no issue. This subject is going to be a favorite subject and compulsory subject. But ECE I'm advising only a few topics you can go through. The remaining topics you can skip. So that is my suggestion. So first chapter, without fail, you have to consider. And coming to chapter 2, in chapter 2, you can find some numericals. So luckily, we get numericals from this project management. So from where you will get numericals, break-even analysis. So this topic, you can concentrate. So you may expect numericals on this break-even analysis. So you can complete this particular topic, break-even analysis. So without fail, you have to consider this break-even analysis. Next aspect, forecasting for mechanical people. Okay, this is a very familiar topic, but civil engineering is a new topic. So what are the forecasting techniques? And for civil, I'm only highlighting the EEE and EC people because the subject is new to them. For mechanical civil, of course, familiar only. Coming to third chapter, project feasibility. In this project feasibility, and a few problems related to component risk and present worth, future worth, and sinking fund factor, capital record factor. So I recommend this topic. So compulsory you have to consider this. So voice is clear to you? Yeah, actually, voice is not clear now. People are typing. Now it's clear. Okay, voice is clear now. Okay, let me repeat. In introduction, it is 1 hour topic, and you can expect 2 to 3 questions from introduction itself. So my suggestion is, without fail, you can go to introduction. EEE and EC people, don't skip the subject. The entire subject, don't try to skip. Chapter 1 and a few numericals if you go through enough. So chapter 1 compulsory. For mechanical civil guys, okay, this is a very familiar. Okay, so no need to highlight this. I'm only highlighting for EEE and EC people. And coming to second chapter, project initiation. Here you can find one numerical topic, that is break-even analysis. Absolutely, there are 2 formulas in this. Only 2 formulae. One is break-even value or break-even sales. The second one, P/B ratio. If you know these 2 formulae, enough. So you can answer any type of question in break-even analysis. So I recommend this topic. So 30 minutes topic. So within 30 minutes you can finish. Don't miss this. And forecasting new to civil, mechanical, and ECE. Here, just at least you can go through the headings. What are the quantitative techniques? What are the qualitative techniques? At least highlight only the outline of the chapter. Third chapter is important. Here you may expect compound interest and present value, future value, sinking fund factor, capital recovery factor. Then how to convert annuity into present value, or how to convert present value into annuity. If future value is given, how to convert into present value. Such kind of conversions you may expect in this third chapter. It is a part of engineering economics. And you may expect one or two questions from this. Numericals. So my focus is on numericals. How many numericals you can get in project management? 4 to 5 questions. Only numerical type. Okay, numericals 4 to 5 questions. And simple theory questions. Okay, 2 to 3 questions. And complex and very tough. Complex and fully concept-oriented questions. Maybe 2 to 3 questions. This numerical question you can complete, so don't miss any question. So numericals, damn sure, guaranteed. So 4 to 5 questions means compulsory you attempt these questions, guaranteed. And simple theory, as I mentioned, introduction, outline of the headings, like only headings, and 2 to 3 questions. So numericals and simple theory, like how many questions you can attempt and how many questions you can answer successfully in examination? 7 to 8 questions. If you prepare well, then 7 to 8 questions you can answer with confidence and comfortably. But 2 to 3 questions you cannot answer, and even if you attempt to these questions, there is a chance of getting negative marking. So no doubt at all, or 2 to 3 questions you cannot answer. So just leave them. Nothing to worry. Out of 10 or 11 questions, you're able to answer 7 questions means just remember 70% from the subject. You know, for every branch, a few favorite topics are there. For ECE, this subject would be our subject, a different subject. So for them, you're able to score 50%, it's more than sufficient. At least 50% for ECE. For mechanical and civil, 90% you have to answer, maybe 70 to 80% at least. So 2 to 3 questions, just you can omit. Don't worry about 2 to 3 questions. The remaining 7 questions are able to answer excellent. Okay. So my suggestion to ECE, numericals at least you concentrate, or formula oriented. And at least if you go through those things and you can make a short notes on that, enough. That's only my advice. And here I'm giving break-even analysis is a numerical portion. Don't miss this. And project feasibility also a numerical type. This is also a numerical type. And coming to the remaining topics, chapter 4, project planning. Of course, it's a pure theory oriented. That is up to you. Choice is there. Then you can just leave it. But at least to WBS, what is work breakdown structure? How the project is broken into small segments. I focus. And next topic, scheduling easy and interesting. So my suggestion is scheduling, CPM and paid crashing. So these 3 headings. So chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7, interesting and network oriented, and maybe bar chart, some mathematics and some concepts. So interesting. And you need to spend 1 to 2 hours, or maybe 2 hours you have to spend on these 3 topics. Okay. As I mentioned already, the first chapter maybe 1 hour, introduction, break-even and the project feasibility again 1 to 2 hours, and this one is 1 hour. So if you complete the subject like a 10 to 12 hours required, now right now you don't have time, is at least outline you can go through. Next, numericals you can expect in this inventory control. Again, EOQ formula is there. Here, EOQ formula. This formula is important. At least smug up this formula. Under root of 2D, C not CC, D is demand, C not ordering cost, C is carrying cost, ordering cost. And ABC classification. ABC classification is based on annual usage value. If you remember these 2 formulae or these 2 things enough, you can answer numerical as well as a theory question. So 2 to 3 questions you can expect on this. Depreciation, I think there are so many methods: straight line method, declining balance method. At least a straight line method if you go through enough. Straight line method in depreciation. Anyway, I'll give the details a little bit later. But outline I'm giving the chapter later. At least you focus on EOQ model, classification of materials, and depreciation methods. These are numerical oriented, so you have to focus on this. And execution and tendering, only for civil engineering people, this topic is familiar. For mechanical, EEE and ECE and new. So chances is you're able to follow well and good. You're unable to follow, just skip this, nothing to worry. The types of cost estimates, contract management, at least outline you can go through, you're able to follow, okay, well and good. Otherwise, just no need to worry. For civil engineering people, must and should you have to follow this. Project monitoring and control, risk management, closure, all these 3 topics again theory oriented. And you may be finding questions in monitoring and control. Rarely you will get questions on this monitoring and control. Risk management also only 1 or 2 questions. Project closure, how the project is getting closed. So the procedures under. So I'm not suggesting these 3 things. Okay. So right now only important and unimportant topics I'm just highlighting. The important topics are, as I mentioned already. So what are the important topics? The first chapter is important. Break even is important. And feasibility and engineering economic analysis is important. Next, scheduling tools, CPM and PET, bar charts, inventory and depreciation. So these are the headings you have to follow. So you can answer 6 to 7 questions comfortably. Yeah, let us have the review. So what is project or project definition? Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or specific service. This is a standard definition. So here you can find a few keywords. What are the keywords? If you remember this definition, you can get the features or characteristics of the project. A temporary is the first characteristic, unique, and unique means a new, or it is different from others. Temporary means it will have start and end. The project should be completed. Another definition: project is a set of interrelated activities. So another definition: project is a set of interrelated activities. And when you see the project activities, there are 2 types: management activities and technical and product oriented. Okay, management activities common to all projects. These are specific, common. These are specific. Okay, what I would like to convey from this: project contains so many activities. A few activities are related to the particular project, and few activities are common. Any project you take, it could be construction project, or it could be irrigation project, or roads, or buildings, or ship, or maybe airport, or it could be seaport. Anything you take, management activities are common. But technical and product oriented activities are different. Building construction, now few technical activities are the road construction, different technical activities. So management activities, what are the management activities? At least you remember post cargo. So the management activities normally. So if you are able to remember this, okay, POSD, CORB, planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, routing, budgeting. Okay, so these are general management activities. You might have studied in management science subjects. So what are the management activities? General management activities: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, budgeting. So what are the key attributes of a project? For every project purpose is there structure, constraints, life cycle, uniqueness, optimality, customer specific, teamwork, progressive elaborations. So how the question can be expected? What are the key features of a project? So such kind of questions you may get, and they will give these options. You have to choose all of the above or none of the above type, or maybe 1, 2, 3 correct, or 2, 3 correct. Such kind of questions. Purpose means every project will have a purpose. Without purpose, there is no work. So for every project, common objective is there. Structure means, as I mentioned, interrelated activities. So few activities you have to carry out in sequence, few activities you have to carry out in parallel mode. So simultaneously you can handle, and in sequence you have to handle. Okay, that is nothing but structure. Precedence, relationship. So which activity is coming first, which activity is coming next. So what are the phases? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That is nothing but structure. Constraints means there are 3 constraints, important constraints: cost, quality, and time. So these are the important constraints, and these are interrelated. So we may expect question on these constraints. What are the important constraints? Only 3 constraints are important. The fourth one is revolving around these 3. Or else, if you know 3 constraints, the fourth one can be defined well. Only 3 constraints enough. So cost, quality, time, if I express in proper manner, I could get scope. Or else cost, scope, quality, if I know, time I can get. Or cost, scope, time, if I know, quality I can expect. So if you know 3 constraints, the fourth one automatically you can derive. So 3 constraints are governing the fourth constraints. All 3 constraints are interrelated, and there is a relation among the constraints. Cost, quality, time, these are the important constraints. Cost you have to minimize, quality you have to maximize, time you have to minimize, scope should be maximum extent. Your project objective you have to achieve as according to the customer's specification. That is the scope. So what the scope means? Purpose. Whether you are achieving the purpose or not, that is the scope. And coming to life cycle, the project has planning, then execution, like that you have taken. So first you have to start the project, initiation, then planning and design, execution, and closure. So these are the phases. That is the life cycle. When the project is over, then we will get again a new project. Uniqueness, newness, different from others. Optimality, why we use optimality? The project requires a lot of resources. We find problem with resources. Limited resources available. That's why we have to optimize. Elimination of waste. This is one of the important slogans in worldwide now. Elimination of wastage or proper utilization of resources. That is nothing but optimality. How best you can use the resources. That is nothing but optimization. Customer specific. All projects are customer driven only. So based on customer's requirement only, we have the project. New software development. It is depending upon client's requirement only. New database creation. It is depending upon client's requirement. So based on client requirements, based on customer requirements only, the project is generally carried out. So teamwork. The project contains a temporary team. Why I'm using temporary team? If the project is over, the team is now dissolved. So you cannot find the team. So the team exists only for the project completion. If the project is over, then the team is getting disappeared. And the project is a teamwork. So different disciplines involved. Material project if you take, civil engineering required, mechanical engineering required, electrical engineering required, electronics and computer science. All disciplines are involved. Apart from that, accountancy department and the planning department, even a few people like non-technical people are involved. Labor, who are the laymen without education, they're working. So it is just like a combination of so many people. Like it's a mixer. So the team contains so many people: technical people, non-technical people, educated people, and uneducated people. So all together, so the work is carried out. So that's a teamwork and progressive elaboration. So the project is getting progress. In the initial stage, a paper based. DPR means it's like a report, a spiral bound, like now just it's like a matter of 300 or 400 page report. That is now becoming that paper. That idea is getting to shape. In the planning and design, we may be getting one proper shape, and after the execution means like a development. You can see the project in the beginning or 0 amount, at the end crores of rupees. So that is the progressive elaboration. So you can see just stage by stage the improvement is taking place. Infrastructure developments, nothing but. So classification of projects, of course. So here you cannot get any just only outline I'm giving for based on need, public need, private need. At least like overview I'm giving public need and private need, government projects and private projects. In government projects, we calculate ECR. At least remember this. Government projects, we calculate benefit cost ratio. This is important. So BCR, this BCR should be greater than or equal to 1. Is equal to 1 means, what is BCR? First, BCR is nothing but benefits divided by cost. So benefits could be how the public is getting benefited. That you convert into money. So benefits, present value of benefits, present value of cost. So how much money you have invested is cost, and how the people are getting benefit, that is benefit. Benefit by cost, that should be greater than or equal to 1. So this is government project. Private project, people what they do? Private project, net present value we calculate NPV. Net present value. Net present value means outgoing amount, incoming amounts. Outgoing amounts minus incoming amounts plus. So net present value we calculate this should be greater than or equal to 0. If it is 0 means outgoing amounts, incoming amounts same. So no loss, no gain. If NPV greater than 0 means we will get profit. So private project only profit oriented. So you cannot use a benefit word in private project. In government project we use benefit. And applications based on applications, civil engineering applications, mechanical engineering applications, electrical engineering applications, electronics, computer science. You may be finding so many projects. So software projects, and we design now one VLSI system, and we design for maybe generator. Okay, so project could be a combination of maybe a specific. Nature of construction facility, buildings, roads, highways, like that we can classify. Nature of work. So most of the cases like the nature of work in the sense repetitive work elements and new work elements. Suppose ISRO is handling a project means new elements you can build. DRDO is launching a new missile, that is a new R&D project. Repetitive means same work you are doing, like a bridge construction. Already we know bridge construction procedure. The same work you are carrying means it is a repetitive work type. And the repetitive work elements are present in that. Mode of execution. So mode of execution means if the project is small, the department itself will handle it. Say R&D, roads and buildings, or for every government department, like railways, the railway will have an engineering department. If the project is small, the railway department itself will execute that. R&D, again engineering division is there. If a small road is there and some repair work is there, that engineering department will take care of that. That's a departmental work. If the project is a large value project or maybe mega project, in such cases contract is required. So the contractor is required, contract based. So mode of execution could be contractual based or departmental type, or in-house project or contract based projects. So completion time could be short span and maybe long range. Short span and maybe short period could be less than 1 year. Medium means 1 to 3 years. Long range, long period means more than 3 years, 3 to 5 years. All irrigation projects will be under the long range planning, and the long planning period, so more than 3 years. So nature of construction contract, again, based upon this, we may be finding engineering, procurement, construction, EPC, turnkey type, lump sum. Okay, so a few contracts are the BOT. You might have seen roads, all highways, toll gate is that is nothing but BOT type, and all government projects are now becoming PPP. So previously government will handle the project, but nowadays government is taking the help of private people. So common like partnership type. So private and government partnership. It's a public-private partnership, PPP type. And next, cost, based on cost, 1,000 crores above, large value, or mega project. So we have a classification like that. Maturity level in the sense, highly matured, less matured. Less matured means R&D projects are less matured. Highly matured means we know very well. So deterministic works, roads, railways, airports, and all these things, maybe known works. Suppose you are taking R&D projects like satellite launching and new product development, that is becoming less matured. So we may be finding new elements in that. Organization structures, again, we may be having a different organization, functional organization, project-based organization, matrix organization. So based upon that, we may be finding different types of projects. Anyways, it's a theory side, but it is under chapter 1. So project and production, how we distinguish. This slide is useful. Factory installation is a project, and producing components nothing but production. I think you understand. Project is only one-time activity. This one is a repetitive thing. So this slide is useful to you. Okay, how the project and production is different. Material construction is a project, and using the material, there is nothing but operations and maintenance. So production is our production or operations. And if you see the keywords, maybe now 1, 2, 3 statements, such kind of questions you may get. So project is a temporary endeavor, whereas production or operations are repetitive. Unknown and unpredictable work elements in the project, but in production we expect known work elements. Then how to remember this? The best way. Example: cement plant erection is a project. Production of cement is nothing but operations or production. Okay, when you install the cement plant, unknown, unpredictable work elements may expect, and high skill set required, and temporary team is required to complete the structure and to complete the plant. Once the plant is completed, then we can have a routine operations, a repetitive operation. Daily you are producing cement, and known work elements, how to manufacture cement and how to produce cement, it is already existing. Same thing. Limited skills, so automation, fully automated environment. So less skilled workers may be required. And what kind of organization? Permanent, because it's a 24/7 and 365 days you are operating the plant. Routine operations. Power plant erection is a project. Power generation is not production. And program project, maybe how to distinguish. This slide is useful to you. Then for highlighting 3 words here: sub-project, project, and program. Sub-project is a part of project. Understand the project contains so many sub-projects, and program contains so many projects. So the best example, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. That is a program. Under that, there are so many village roads are developed. And Swachh Bharat is going to be a program. Under that scheme, there are so many smart cities are developed. And water supply, production water supply scheme, that is a program. Under that production water supply scheme, so many water, maybe reservoirs are constructed, and so many overhead water tanks are constructed. That is a project. Okay, what are the life cycle stages? Okay, when you see the life cycle stages, the first stage, initiation or feasibility stage, then planning and design, execution, and finally closure. So initiation, planning, execution, and closure. So remember like this: you are going to appear for the examination. ESE, your target, that is your project. You have initiated, and in the initiation, so which coaching center is good, which material is good, which subject is good, which subject is not good. You are identifying that is nothing but planning. You have started the work and your plan, then how to prepare, then how to prepare the notes, then how to clear the exam. That is the planning is there. Then examination appearance, like that is the execution, and finally you are closing. That means you are getting job or you are completing the particular what you can say process. Then you will get the successful completion. So this is nothing but initiation, planning, execution, and closure. For every work you may be having this. The same feasibility in the initiation stage, planning and design. In the execution, tendering and contract, because the project is to be executed. The project is executed by only contractor. That's why tendering and either tendering phase or construction phase. And finally closure. And how the level of efforts are changing. The more efforts you are maybe requiring in the execution stage. But in this particular case, maybe this slide you can skip it, no, not necessary. Okay, so how the life cycle, what are the possible questions in this? The risk level, low, high, probability of success, 0, 1. Okay, I'm just preparing a scale now. So risk level, the probability of success. I'm dividing this into zones like initiation, planning, and design, execution, and closure. Okay, risk level, normally people will think that risk level is very less in the beginning and it is increased in the execution, like that. Maybe we have some misconception. Not like that. The risk level is very high in the initial stage, and as you move then from initiation to planning, the risk level is getting down. The planning and design is over, and the risk level is becoming very less, and in the closure almost 0. So the risk level is like this. So this is risk level. Risk level is very high. So many project proposals are getting trash in the beginning. So for a project, so there are so many project reports. So many project reports are moving to the dustbin. Only few reports are now getting to the reality. So means in the initiation, we may be having a lot of ideas. So many ideas are becoming trash. So few ideas may be getting into the reality. So this idea could be daydreaming type. So many ideas are few people may be getting a brilliant idea, but that idea you cannot convert into maybe a original model. So that's why risk level is very high. You may be getting feasibility, you may not be getting feasibility. So that's why initiation stage is really risk oriented. High risk is in the initiation stage. In planning and design, the risk level is getting down because mathematical model, you have problem formulation, you have a structured manner, and then you are analyzing. Then when you prove it, the mathematical model, what are the input parameters and what is the output and what is the methodology or systematic methodology you are developing in the planning and design. When planning and design is over, then we implement it as the execution. Then execution is after successful execution, there is a closure. So it is like this. And coming to probability of success. So probability of success, it could be like this. So in the initiation stage, the success probability less. In the last stage, maybe we can complete the work. So it's very, very important. You may expect questions from this only, where risk level is very high and where the probability of success is very less. And the probability of success is very less in the initiation stage. Risk level is very high in the initiation stage. Next, level of efforts. When you see the level of efforts, like it would be money in the form of everything you have to convert it to money only. So how the money is spent? The money spent generally is going to be like this. So this is initiation stage, planning, execution, and closure. So where effort levels are very high in the execution stage only. Money spent in the execution only. So maximum amount, because we require human resources, we require materials, machines, and time, everything in the execution only. That's why it's a break. This execution phase is going to be long. So project period 3 years. Initiation planning could be it's a matter of 3 months. And closure, of course, is a final settlement only. It's a matter of again 15 or 30 days. Execution could be 2 years. Okay, 3 years if you take. First 3 months, closure could be again last month. 4 months for initiation planning and closure. The remaining period only dedicated to execution. So just understand the point here. Next, stakeholders. What are stakeholders in the project? The participants in the project means the client, means owner, and contractor or builder. So these are the two main maybe stakeholders. And engineer or project manager, or sometimes people may call it as architect. So architect, engineer, project manager. Sometimes only one person, or depending upon project. If the project is a large value project, you may be finding architects, engineers, and project managers. Apart from that, banking people, shareholders, and common public, workers, project team members, all are project stakeholders. How the stakeholders will influence the project? The stakeholders will influence the project in the beginning itself. Okay, so actually stakeholders influence low and high. This is initial stage, planning, execution, and closure. So what we conclude from this? The stakeholders influence is very high in the first stage. So the stakeholders can change the designs, can change the things, can change the idea also. Up to planning, the stakeholders influence is very high. After that, in the execution, no more changes permitted, because when the work is started, you cannot have any. Maybe a few changes are possible, but most of the things are not at all changed. So that's why the stakeholders influence is very less in the execution stage. In the closure, of course, the project is getting completed. Then the stakeholders influence is nominal, maybe minimal in the last stage. So when the client is trying to change the project, so he could change in only initial stage or in the planning stage. He cannot change the project in the execution as well as closure, even though he's the main source or funding source. Client is a funding source, but however, he can influence the project in the first 2 stages only. The remaining stages may be helpless. Even the client is interested to change the project, it's a big loss. Yeah, of course. Let me complete this theory topic as well as possible. Project phase, pre-project phase, idea initiation, project concept phase, and feasibility phase. So the first phase, as I mentioned, the 3 phases are the pre-project phase and post-project phase. So 3 phases are the generally. Stages are initiation, planning and design, execution, and closure. What about these phases? Actually, phases means before the project, in the project, after the project. It's such kind of analysis. So before taking the execution, so what are the things maybe taking place? Idea or initiation. This idea you have to convert into mathematical model. This mathematical model you are analyzing whether it is feasible or not. So that's the feasibility phase. In the feasibility phase, we may be having economical feasibility, technical feasibility, environmental feasibility, social and political feasibility. So feasibility study. So when the feasibility is over, then we will have project phase. So that feasibility report we are converting into detailed project report. The detailed project report and the detailed estimation is used for tendering phase. And in the tendering phase, the contract is awarded and the contractor is called to execute the work, and the contractor is going to execute the work, and finally closure. So once closure is over, the utilization phase and the testing and validation and verification. After that, it is commissioning, maybe operations. So this is generally happening in post project phase. So project management processes: initiation, planning, execution, closing. Actually, these are the main operations: initiation, planning, execution, closing. And one more is it monitoring and control. It's a closed loop. Right? Why monitoring and controlling? So whatever you have planned, that is executed, but your plan may be getting some problem, because your plan may be not suitable for the realistic conditions, or the actual conditions are different from your planned conditions. In such cases, there is a need of corrective measures and control actions. Then again, we'll get a closed loop type. So planning, execution, monitoring, and control. This is like a cyclic type. When you achieve the target, then it is getting completed. So closing. So project management process. So typically, initiation, planning, execution, closing. These are actual things maybe according to project life cycle. So monitoring and controlling is the extra function. So in the execution only we will get this monitoring and control. There's arrow directions you see. So this is the two sides. You are executing the work and you're comparing actual work progress with the scheduled work progress. So normally we have actual work progress is to be compared with scheduled work progress. Next, actual cost versus budgeted cost. Maybe I'm just giving these things you're not able to understand. At least you remember outline, maybe thumb rule I'm telling, element, time, cost. These two important parameters. Always you have to control the time or schedule control, and you have to control the cost. So whatever you have planned, whether you're executing or not, 3 days work, 3 days only you have to take. You're taking 4 days. So some problem is there. So that is nothing but actual work progress. Only you are not getting the work progress. Then what are the reasons? So what are the things you can improve and how to correct it? There is a control actions. Suppose the cost, you need to spend only 100 rupees, you're spending 120 rupees. Why you're spending extra money? What are the reasons? Then how to control it? Then how to minimize the cost? That is cost control. So time control, cost control. Apart from time control, cost control, the third and very important, quality control. As I mentioned already, project constraints. So time control, cost control, and quality control. So 3 things are there in the monitoring and control. So this is chapter 1. Project management, general management, the differences. At least you remember, general management is meant for routine operations, production. Project management is only for the installation of a particular thing. So power plant generation requires project management. Power generation requires general management. Company installation is project management. Company operations, general management. BHL is going to start a new plant in a particular location. That is nothing but project. And that plant is starting, or the plant is started. Some operations are carried out in the plant. That is nothing but general management. Of course, this is again I've given a clear-cut concepts. Apart from this, project management body of knowledge, maybe in PMBOK, from website you can get this data. Right now, my interest is how to remember 9 knowledge areas. Project management body of knowledge, 9 knowledge areas, how to remember easily. For that only I'm giving this slide. What are the constraints? Project constraints. Time is important constraint. Cost, quality. 3 constraints are there. Based on 3 constraints, purpose, like your scope or the goal, maybe revolving around these 3 things. So scope, cost, time, and quality, 4 constraints. These are actually project constraints. Next, we're executing the work. When you're executing the work, who are required? Metals required, machines required, workers required. Okay, workers means how to recruit the workers, human resources. Next, you have to get the materials, you have to get the machinery. That is procurement. So procurement means purchasing some things. Human resources is actually resources. Okay, resources and the purchasing of resources. Once you complete this now, then communication means like different people we are using and different disciplines we are involving in the project. So there is a need of some coordination. So for that, communication is important. The project manager is going to be a good leader, and he has good communication. So he has to maintain good relations with all engineers. So communications management, this is a part of, again, this in total project. In project, which one is playing a crucial role in communication? So communications management. Risk and integration. Communication management, it is for coordination. Risk and integration means all these things if you add, then it is becoming integration. So risk is also becoming constraint. So what are the project constraints? Scope, time, cost, quality. Risk is also now constraint. So human resources, procurement, resources. Communication means for all these, the binding is about communication. And if you integrate all the things, integration management. So in this way, you can remember 9 knowledge areas. Okay. So 9 knowledge areas. Sometimes there is a possibility of getting one question on this. What are the 9th one? What is the 8th one? The sequence, they may not be asking which one is one of the knowledge areas of a project management body of knowledge. So for that one, I'm giving this. Okay. Just leave it. The chapter 1 is over. The chapter 1. So whatever I've given, at least you can go through. The slides are important to you and maybe useful to you. So coming to next topic. So how to start the project, like a project initiation. So for project initiation, what is your requirement? What about market demand? What are the customer requirements? What is the current technology? How the technology advancements are taking place? What are the legal complications? And what about the social and political issues? All these things you have to study. Then we can start the work. We can start the project. In the project initiation, the first and foremost thing is break-even analysis, like a numerical analysis. So what is break-even analysis? Break-even. So this is very important for every business. Break-even point. Break-even means no loss, no gain condition. Above the break-even point, gain is there. Below break-even point, loss is there. So always we have to find out the break-even point. So that we can understand when the business is being profitable from being loss. So above break-even point only the business is operated. So below the break-even point you are operating means it is understood that you are getting loss. So the business merchant, maybe every merchant or every entrepreneur must know this break-even point. So what is the purpose of break-even analysis? To know the break-even point above which the business is being profitable from being loss. So like a transition from loss to profit. And the second aspect, to design the best or most economical plan or facilitate a project. I have 2 alternatives. I have 2 machines. Which machine I have to use? I have 2 trucks. Which truck I have to use? So diesel car and petrol car. Which one I have to use? Are 2 machines available? So with different configurations. So which machine I have to use? Suppose air conditioners. So 2 air conditioners are available, same capacity, but at different prices and different warranty guarantee schemes. So which one I have to prefer? So for that, we need to go through break-even analysis. So comparison. So why it is useful for project? To start any project, first we should know what is break-even. Whether you are reaching break-even or whether you are able to achieve the break-even or not. You have to assess first. You are able to get the break-even. So this is a production value I need so that I can get the profit. Above this, I'm going to operate. So at least I have to design the plant now. For every plant, some capacity is there. Whether if I go for the capacity, I'm able to get profit or not. I have to check. So for that, I use break-even analysis. At break-even point, total cost of different plants must be same. Suppose when you compare different plants, total cost should be same at break-even point. So this you come to know with numericals. So assumptions are what are the limitations? Assumptions of break-even. We assume that everything is linear. So in break-even, cost and value, cost and quantity. Relationship is it? What kind of relationship? Linear relationship. Revenue and value, quantity, revenue, relationship is linear. And all cost elements are known, all revenue elements are known, like that we're assuming. Notations, FC refers to fixed cost. What about units of this? Rupees. So in examination, make use of dimensional formula. So my suggestion is always try to use dimensional formula and try to remember simple things. So most of the times you just proceed like a layman type. FC refers to rupees, fixed cost, rupees. So it is not depending upon quantity. Coming to second one, variable cost or production cost. The units are rupees per unit. So one can understand rupees per unit means it is depending upon number of units. If I have more units, then VC is getting high. If I have less units, VC is getting less. It is proportional to units. But FC, it is not at all proportional to Q. So it is just like a straight line type, constant line. This one is maybe a line with some slope, at least to understand. Q, value or quantity in terms of units. Total cost in rupees. Then how do you get total cost now? Total cost is equal to, in this case, total cost is equal to rupees I need, FC plus VC into Q. That's it. It's the total cost. And how it is shown? Y is equal to, say, cost on y-axis, quantity or Q on x-axis. FC plus VC into Q, MX. It is passing through some intercept. What about this intercept? This intercept is not FC. What about the slope? VC. So TC, total cost is equal to FC plus VC into Q. So this is total cost line. So total cost is equal to a line with some intercept. What is intercept? FC is the intercept. This one I have shown here. FC is the intercept and VC is the slope and total cost. SP is the selling price. So if you sell the item, you will get rupees per unit. Total revenue in terms of rupees. So try to use dimensional formula rupees. This one is rupees per unit. Okay, how to get the revenue? Total revenue is equal to SP into Q. So straight line, it is passing through origin. Y is equal to MX, total revenue, and slope is equal to SP. If you combine these two, cost are revenue and value. Two lines I have done here. Total revenue line passing through origin, total cost line is passing through some intercept. And at one point both are meeting, that is nothing but break-even point. So below break-even point loss, above break-even point profit. This shaded portion is nothing but loss, and this is profit. And this point has a two, like a point is nothing but abscissa and ordinate. X value, Y value is there. So what is the X value for break-even point? Q star is a break-even value. So BEP nothing but Q star comma BS. Are you getting my point here? So break-even point nothing but Q star, X value is Q star. What about Y value? BS, break-even sales. So this is going to be a Q star, break-even value, and sales related to that break-even point, nothing but break-even sales. Then how to get break-even sales? Break-even sales, I can use this line. A triangle, I'm using this triangle. The height is nothing but SP into Q star. Total revenue line slope. The slope is SP. Y is equal to MX. So SP into Q star. So break-even sales nothing but SP into Q star. This one we have shown. At break-even point, what about the height? This line is total revenue line. Slope is SP. SP into Q star. Okay, sales revenue at break-even point is known as break-even sales. At break-even point, total cost is equal to total revenue. So total cost nothing but FC plus VC into Q. Total revenue nothing but SP into Q. So Q star is equal to FC divided by SP minus VC. So FC nothing but fixed cost. SP minus VC nothing but rupees per unit. How much money you can get from each unit? Contribution from unit. So selling price means incoming. VC nothing but outgoing. How much money you are spending for each unit? VC. How much money you can expect from each unit? SP. What is the net gain on each unit? SP minus VC. Can I say gain on each unit? SP minus VC nothing but contribution on each unit. So this amount I have to use for recovering my investment. FC is nothing but investment. I invested some money. That investment I have to recover in the form of profit. How the profit is expected from each unit? SP minus VC nothing but profit from each unit. Like that we can take. SP minus VC contribution from each unit, and FC have to recover. Okay, then how do we expect profit? Because always you have to see the investment also, not only variable cost. If you complete break-even point, then after that fixed cost is already recovered. Then only you can take directly SP minus VC is going to be profit. But right now, I need to recover this FC also. Okay, for that, what is the profit equation? Just basic equation. Total revenue minus total cost. How much revenue I can generate from Q units? SP into Q. This is the amount I can generate. And total cost nothing but FC plus VC into Q. So this FC also cost. Fixed cost plus VC into Q. Manufacturing cost of Q units. So you get profit. So at break-even point, what will happen to profit? 0. At break-even point, profit is equal to 0. What will happen now? SP into Q is equal to FC plus VC into Q. Total revenue is equal to total cost. At Q is equal to 0. Suppose you are not producing anything. What will happen to profit? Just substitute 0 here. Profit is equal to minus FC. You are not producing anything. You have invested money. You have not started the operations. You have not started the production. Then what will happen to profit? FC. FC minus FC. FC loss. At Q is equal to Q star. Profit is equal to 0. The same I have shown here. At Q is equal to 0. Profit is equal to minus FC. At Q is equal to break-even value. Profit is equal to 0. Okay, we draw a line from this point to Q star, and the same line you can extend. So this line is known as profit by volume ratio, P by V ratio. So what is the advantage of this diagram? This diagram can give profit at any cross section. At any Q, you can get the profit. Just draw the vertical toward this P by V ratio. That height is nothing but profit. Say at this point, I need profit. So draw a vertical. This is vertical line I'm drawing. So this is profit at the Q1. Suppose at Q2, profit is required. So you draw a line at Q2. This is going to be profit at Q2. Below Q star, what is the profit? Loss only. How much loss you will get? Directly I can draw this. Suppose this at this point. What is the loss? This is a loss. So vertical lines if you draw, these are actually loss. And this is the profit. Okay, what is P by V ratio? First, I need to tell this. P by V ratio is important. There are two formulas in this. Again, I'm repeating. At a break-even point, total cost is equal to total revenue. FC plus VC into Q is equal to SP into Q. So Q is equal to FC divided by SP minus VC. Okay, this is actually Q star, break-even value. Next, break-even sales. Break-even sales, nothing but SP into Q star. SP into Q star, nothing but break-even sales. Sales revenue at break-even point. So break-even point to Q units. SP. If you get the break-even sales, you will get. So SP, FC divided by SP minus VC. So this can be written as FC divided by SP minus VC divided by SP. Break-even sales is equal to FC divided by SP minus VC by SP you are getting. So this is nothing but P by V ratio. It is important. Break-even sales in rupees, FC divided by P by V ratio. What is P by V ratio? P by V ratio is equal to SP minus VC divided by SP. Okay, and it is also written as SP into Q minus VC into Q divided by SP into Q. So it is equal to sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. Okay, what is P by V ratio? P by V ratio is equal to SP minus VC by SP. SP into Q minus VC into Q divided by SP into Q. So what I'm doing? Q I multiply and dividing. SP into Q nothing but sales. VC into Q nothing but total variable cost divided by sales. So break-even sales you will get. So these two formulas. One is break-even value. What is the break-even value formula? No need to remember this actually. Total cost is equal to revenue. That you will get break-even point. Total cost is equal to revenue. FC divided by SP minus VC. Break-even sales nothing but SP into Q star. So this can be written as FC divided by P by V ratio. P by V ratio SP minus VC by SP. Sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. Okay, fixed cost 1 lakh, variable cost 20 per unit. Remember the check the units now. Rupees per unit. Rupees per unit. Break-even volume is interested. So what is break-even value? Total cost is total revenue. 10,000 units. 10 rupees for each unit. 1 lakh is that. 1 lakh divided by 10. How much? 10,000. Break-even sales. Break-even sales is break-even volume into Q star. 3 lakhs in rupees. You will get break-even sales. Contribution per unit. SP minus VC. Contribution per unit. Profit is equal to 5,000 rupees. So what is the Q? How much quantity you have to produce to get profit of 5,000? So how to get profit? A basic equation. Revenue greater than cost. Then you will get profit. Total revenue line is dominating cost line. You will get profit. So Q is 10,500 units. So another question. Q is given 47,000. BC 15 per unit. FC 47,000. Profit is equal to 23,000. SP how much? Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Then you will get selling price. Break-even point gives the production level at which annual contribution is equal to fixed cost. Fixed cost is equal to variable cost. Sales revenue is equal to variable cost. Sales revenue is equal to fixed cost. So when you look at this particular thing, Q star is equal to FC divided by SP minus VC. So what is SP minus VC? Contribution per unit, one unit. And Q star nothing but number of units. If you multiply this number of units into contribution per unit, total contribution will get. Nothing but total contribution is equal to fixed cost. So there are two products, of course, this numerical profit from X is equal to profit from Y. What is the Q value? So basic equation, profit equation how to use. What is the profit equation? Revenue minus cost. So this diagram is given, and what is OR, what is SS, what is QP. So it is like a profit versus volume chart, profit and quantity chart. What about this OR? Loss. What is the loss? FC is a loss. And SS is nothing but break even point. QP nothing but profit at one point P. And what about this line? This inclined line is nothing but P by V ratio. This one. Okay, now a new thing you got it here, margin of safety. So what is margin of safety? Now I'm going to show. Margin of safety means like always you have to see the factor of safety, nothing but. At break even point, no loss, no gain. So what is the loss? Zero loss. What is the gain? Zero gain. Above break even point, you will get profit. That is known to us. Margin of safety means above break even point, how much gap is there? That is margin of safety. At least remember. So safety margin means you are not getting loss. So break even point means zero loss and zero profit. Below break even point, risk is there. What is the risk? Loss risk is there. So above break even point, your operating means really good. How much extent, like how you are operating your facility above the break even point, that the gap is nothing but margin of safety. Margin of safety should be high for the best project, for the best business. So margin of safety always have to compare with like this. Margin of safety, remember, sales minus sales at break even point. What about your sales and sales at break even point? Sales at break even point means no loss, no gain condition. Below this, loss only. So how much gap is there? Sales and sales at break even point. Sales minus sales at break even point. Sales at break even point nothing but BS, break even sales. Sales minus break even sales. So what is margin of safety? Margin of safety is equal to sales minus break even sales. So first I'm finding break even sales 4 lakhs. And contribution, profit at 60,000 units. Margin of safety, sales revenue at some quantity minus break even sales. Always you have to compare this margin of safety is nothing but comparison of sales with respect to sales at break even point. So margin of safety is equal to SP into Q. This Q could be some value, any quantity, minus break even sales. So 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs above your operating. That means margin of safety is 80 lakhs. So what about break even sales? 40 lakhs. Then your business is 200 to 60,000. This much revenue you're generating. So 1 crore 20 lakhs you're generating. That means what is the break even sales? 40 lakhs only. So what about margin of safety? 80 lakhs. In case of multiple products, like I have only taken one product. In case of multiple products, then we are supposed to find out break even sales. Then how the break even sales can be estimated? As I mentioned already, break even sales. P by V ratio nothing but SP minus VC by SP. Okay, sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. Okay, sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. Once you know P by V ratio, then what about break even sales? FC divided by P by V ratio. P by V ratio is equal to total sales revenue from multiple products, total variable cost of multiple products, total sales of multiple products. BS is equal to FC divided by P by V ratio. Then why I'm highlighting this? So one of the ESE question. This is 2019 in General Studies Project Management. ESE 2019. There are 3 products. A, B, C. Sales of individual products are mentioned. Unit selling price, unit variable cost, fixed cost is given. Okay, what is break even sales? Like actually BS you have to calculate. BS how much? Options given. Okay, for finding BS, first you have to get P by V ratio. BS nothing but so BS nothing but FC divided by P by V ratio. Okay, so we are supposed to calculate P by V ratio. Okay, how to get P by V ratio? P by V ratio nothing but sales minus. So what is the formula for P by V ratio? Sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. So what about sales here? We have 3 products. A, B, C. 10 into 5,000, 15 into 6,000, 18 into 4,000. So total sales 2,12,000 from 3 products. 2,12,000 sales and variable cost 6 into 5,000 plus 4 into 6,000 plus 13 into 4,000. This is going to be total variable cost of A, B, and C. 1,06,000. P by V ratio 2,12,000 minus 1,06,000 divided by 2,005. So FC divided by P by V ratio. What about FC value? 20,000 in the given data. FC is at 20,000. Then what about this? P by V ratio 40,000. So why I'm giving this question to you? So in examination there is a chance of getting multiple products also. So what are the formulas required? Just have given 2 formulas. It's not 20,000 for one product. It is 20,000 for fixed cost actually. Fixed cost not for A. This is 20,000. It's a fixed cost for 3 products. The company installation actually fixed cost nothing but investment. The investment of a particular plant 20,000, and he is producing 3 products in the plant. The meaning is that. Next case, to decide the most economical policy, before taking this, but I need to give the clarity here. So remember always, at a break-even point, even you're getting bored and you're getting maybe irritation, I'm just covering this. At break-even point, total cost is equal to total revenue. What is total cost? Rupees per unit into number of units. Rupees per unit into number of units. So FC given to us, BC given to us, SP. What about units of FC? Rupees. BC, rupees per unit. SP, rupees per unit. Q, units. We are going to get. So dimensional formula just comparing. And Q is equal to FC divided by SP minus BC. And break even sales. Q star into SP. It is nothing but FC divided by P by V ratio. And Q star units. BS in rupees will get. Break even sales. So break even point in terms of Q star or break even sales. Units and rupees. Break even point may be given in 2 ways. Break even point in terms of units, nothing but Q star. Break even point in terms of rupees, break even sales. Multiple products, what is the P by V ratio? P by V ratio. So P by V ratio, profit by volume ratio, SP minus BC by SP. Contribution per unit divided by SP, and this is written as SP into Q minus BC into Q divided by SP into Q. Okay, sales minus total variable cost divided by sales. In case of multiple products, sales of multiple products, total variable cost of multiple products divided by sales of multiple products. Then we'll get P by V ratio. Once you get the P by V ratio, then whatever DS, FC divided by P by V ratio. That's nothing but break even sales. Okay, next comparison. So when you have more than one alternatives, then what is the best thing? Okay, for this, we use total cost. Total cost is the criteria. Minimum total cost is the best choice. Always minimum total cost is the best choice. Just it is interesting, and I have given two examples, maybe two options available to me. One is petrol car, another one is diesel car. So petrol car, diesel car, who is good? Okay, the comparison. I need data related to investment and operational cost. FC 7 lakhs investment. VC 8.5 per kilometer. Just only roughly you assume like this. Diesel car 9 lakhs investment. Operating cost 6 per kilometer. Say it was given like this. And total cost of petrol car 7 lakhs plus 8.5 into Q. How many kilometers you travel? That is depending upon this. Q is the number of kilometers traveled. So which is decided now? Q is decided. In this diesel car, total cost is equal to 9 lakhs plus 6 into Q. At the break-even point, total cost of petrol car is total cost of diesel car. So Q is equal to 1,33,333 kilometers. So 1,30,000 kilometers, 30,000 kilometers. 1,30,000 kilometers roughly. So above 1,30,000 kilometers or above this, diesel car is the best. Below this, petrol car is the best. What about your usage? Your annual usage, suppose annual usage is more than 1,33,333 kilometers. Then better you can purchase diesel car. Below this, better you can purchase petrol car. So depending upon your requirements, your usage is higher side, then better you can go for diesel car. Your usage is lower side, you can go for petrol car. So always you have to have this comparison. Coming to this diagram, so there are three alternatives A, B, C, and total cost given. So how is the total cost? This is actually total cost line. If I draw like this, it is a fixed cost. This one is sales. This one is total cost. This is total revenue. This one is FC. How do you set the total cost? Total cost is equal to FC plus BC into Q. Suppose if I take a line from at y-intercept, this is the total cost line. Total revenue passing through origin. Now what about these lines? A, B, C. These are actually total cost lines. So economic range is asking. For A, what is the most economical range? 1 is the economical range for A. That's why I highlighted this. And B, 2 is the best zone. For 3, C is the best zone. When your usage is more, better you can go for costly and expensive machine, and which is a good in this. So C is a costly machine. How do you say the costly machine? Now look at this height. C height. Y-intercept is always investment. So C investment is very high, but slope is nothing but running cost. I repeat, height is nothing but investment. Slope is nothing but running or operational expenditure. So if you have lesser slope, it is understood that's really good enough in the operations. But height is more, so costly machines. 5-star AC is really good enough. It consumes less energy, less electrical energy. 5-star rating. Okay, 5-star rating means less energy and less energy consumption. But whatever investment of 5-star AC, higher side compared to 3-star AC. 3-star AC investment less, but operational cost, that is energy consumption is high. Suppose I have only 1-star AC, less investment but high expenditure. The same only comes. So which one is now more expenditure in the more investment and less expenditure in C? But when do we see in the higher side only? When your usage is more, better you can go for C. Right here I have two options: process 1, process 2. Which one is good? So Q is equal to 10. I got. So above 10, 1 is good. Below 2, above 10, 2 is good. Below 10, 1 is good. If the expected demand is 20,000 units, what is the best location? So he has given now 4 options. Q is equal to 20,000. What is the best location? For deciding the best or most economical policy, total cost is the criteria. So total cost I'm finding. What is total cost equation? FC plus VC into Q. Use dimensions. No need to go through the formulas and all. Even it's a common sense. Fixed cost, variable cost per unit. So into Q, 20,000 units. So 1,50,000 plus 62 into 20,000 units. We calculate total cost for all 4 centers, and where you have minimum value, that is the best option. So C has the minimum total cost. So C is the best location for 20,000 units. Yeah, with this I can conclude the break even. So I recommend break-even analysis, and better you can go through break-even analysis. And numerical and 2 formulas are there. You can make a short notes and please follow it. Chapter 1 is important and break-even is important. So for whatever I covered. And coming to this theory topic, project forecasting, only headings are important. I'm giving only outline. So project forecasting. What is forecasting? Prediction of future event. Prediction. Future events. So why do we predict the future events? The reason is project duration. Generally 3 to 5 years. So 3 to 5 years project duration. And you are planning now itself. In 2021, you have started the project. Project is initiated. So when you are going to execute the project, maybe 22, 23, 24, and the project is 22, 23, and 24, and 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So this is actually execution period. When you are going to plan, your planning is done in the 2021. When the execution is taking place in 2024. So definitely you have to guess the future. You are planning now itself for the future work. So future operations you are planning now itself. Then what kind of situation is prevailing or what kind of situation may be existing in the future, nobody knows. But you have to guess. So experience. It's a matter of experience, and your plan should be dynamic enough. and you must in a position to change your plan. Your plan should be flexible enough, and in the future, lot of changes you may expect. So according to changes, you have to modify your things, or you need to design a project report in such a way that it is going to be including the future effects. The future effects also include. For that, we require forecasting. So forecasting is nothing but prediction of future events, prediction of future activities like technological revolutions, social and political issues, and apart from that, environmental issues, how the environmental changes and climatic conditions and weather conditions, everything you have to guess now itself. So forecasting is very much required in the planning and in the initial stage. So for forecasting, what are the techniques available? Quantitative, qualitative. Okay, generally we use analogy. Instead of doing like a research, what people will do, people will go through the existing cases, case studies. So once you go through case studies, then you can understand the situation, you can understand the phenomena. So the better you can study the existing things. Once you complete the existing things, then you can go for a new and proposed things. So generally in any field, it could be medical field or engineering field. So what people will do, people will get back to the old stories, like previously what happened. So the patient got some problem with this medicine. Okay, many patients got a problem with this medicine. Then immediately, so when the doctor is using that medicine, he will take care. So precautions. Accident occurs, the next time precaution. One road is there, that road is dangerous. Actually, the turn is dangerous. So better you can keep one signboard. So it's a dangerous, accident prone area. So how you come to know this, like a past experience. So past experience, it doesn't matter. So quantitative is based on old data or historical data. Qualitative means new data. So if you mix up these two, good enough. Quantitative and qualitative. So that's what you are going to study under forecasting. In quantitative, always you analyze the old data, historical data. So this one is actually time series analysis. Time series analysis. Historical data is required. So what is our concept here? The input data is historical data. Historical or past data. This is going to be used for future demand and forecasting technique. This is input, output, and it is process or methodology. So what is our idea? The old data is used and historical data were used for the future. What are the methods available here? Simple moving average. What is the meaning of simple moving average? Average of all periods, like say I have 1 year data. Suppose I'm guessing the future sales. 1 year sales data I'm analyzing. 1 year sales data will be the input to me. So 1 year sales data, like a 12 months data. But 12 months average I will take. That is nothing but future. So 12 months average, 9 months average, 6 months average, 3 months average. So generally in statistics, what people will do, average value people will take. Because if you take average value, then we'll get fluctuations as getting smoothened. Okay, 1 month value very high, 1 month value very less. So better you can take average value. So that you will get some kind of smoothing. So simple moving average means it is average of old data. Weighted moving average, we will give highest weightage to recent data, less weightage to the old data. Say I'm dealing with mobiles. So sales of mobiles. So normally mobiles, if you see a trend is a general trend. If technology is getting changed or updated, so people are not preferring the old models. Old models in the sense, even though that the model is really successful, but people will look at the new features and new configurations. In such cases, the model is getting outdated. So old data, if you refer, 3 months old data, at the time of like 3 months back, that model could be the hottest model, but now it is a simply outdated model. Why it is getting outdated? Because of upcoming versions, like new versions. Because of new versions, the old version is getting outdated. So in such cases, we will use weighted moving average. I repeat, electronic goods and computers, technological revolutions are taking place. So due to that, new versions are coming into the market. Whenever new version is arrived, the old version is getting outdated. The sales are affected, and the people will not buy the old versions. So that's why don't believe the old data. 3 months back data if you use, then it is going to be useless. So better you can use recent data. That's the meaning of weighted moving average. And coming to exponential smoothing, so we have modification. Whenever you're getting error, next time we will take care. Normally we have a habit. When you commit a mistake, next time you are not going to commit a mistake. You are going to correct it. So that is provision is in exponential smoothing. Some provision for correcting the error. Regression means we are using a statistics and line fitting technique. So straight line we are going to establish. So straight line equation we are going to establish between time and the data. So how the data is changing with respect to time, if you know that, the future also we can get. The same trend line is continued. Decomposition method means combination of all these things. Like we are going to include the seasonal effects and trend effect, cyclic effects, and random variation. Then it is decomposition, high levels, non-linear approach, this decomposition method. And coming to qualitative, as I mentioned, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative is meant for existing data, like whatever existing data you're using, the same data is extrapolated. That is quantitative. Qualitative means fresh data. We cannot use the old data as this. So we need to conduct a market survey. When you are launching a new product, which was not there actually, so it is a new one. And a new product in the sense, it's the first time introduced in the market. So we conduct market survey, and we have some sampling procedure, and we conduct this sales force opposite type, like market survey. In the market survey, customers' opinion or customers' feedback collected in the form of questionnaire. The questionnaire is further analyzed. Delphi method, instead of using customers, we use experts. Experts are supposed to answer the questionnaire. In market survey, customers' feedback and opinions. In Delphi method, experts' feedback and opinions. In analogy, comparison. Similar kind of existing product. In Salesforce composite, sales executives, retailers, wholesalers, and distributors. Feedback. So this qualitative and quantitative, and when we use quantitative and when we use qualitative. So what is the possibility and what are the possible questions? Quantitative based on past data. So mathematics required here based on past data, short range planning. less than 1 year. Qualitative, based on feedback and collective opinion. It is medium range and long range. Always you remember like this. For short range planning, we use past data or historical data. For medium and long range, qualitative. For project, we may be requiring these two. Your operation is a short range, maybe 1 year, less than 1 year, short project, then better you can use quantitative. If it is long period, maybe medium range and long range, in such case, quantitative techniques. So which of the following forecasting method is suitable for launching new products? New products launching. Moving average, exponential smoothing, Delphi, none of the above. So moving average, exponential smoothing, both are related to quantitative. Delphi method is qualitative. So new product means long range. For new products, qualitative. For existing products, for existing models, quantitative. Which forecasting techniques involves experts answering questionnaire in 2 or more rounds? Delphi method, forecast by analogy, market survey, scenario analysis. Experts opinion. Experts opinion means Delphi method. Experts mentioned here. Experts means Delphi method. In which of the following is a market research method for forecasting suitable? When the firm is working with a stable technology, is a research method. Market research method. Market research method means when the firm is planning moderate changes, when the firm is market testing one of its new offerings, all of the above. When a firm is working with a stable technology, stable technology means no need to go for any qualitative methods. When a firm is planning to moderate changes of product innovations, little medium range, and even it is like maybe small changes. When a firm is market testing one of its new offerings, so what is the answer here? Option C. So this kind of question generally we expect in forecasting. Which one of the following does not fall under qualitative methods of forecasting? Judgmental, moving average, market research, and Delphi method. So qualitative is given. Qualitative means no mathematical modeling, and maybe mathematical modeling is involved, but not directly. Moving average, statistics. When we use moving average, data is there, then we use moving average. So B, odd man out. Which of the following is in the short range? Short range, moving average, exponential, regression, all three are one category, which is not actually not suited. So Delphi method. Okay, so simple moving average method, maybe numericals. Then how the numericals can be solved in this? Say here I have given data. F July we have to calculate. F refers to forecast. F July. D refers to demand. F July. Say I'm using 3 months moving average. 3 months moving average. Then what you're going to get? F July is equal to D June plus D May plus D April by 3. That is 40 plus 45 plus 35 by 3. So by chance if you get any question, just don't miss it. Like it is average, 3 months average. Suppose in the given data 4 months moving average. 4 months moving average. Then F July is equal to what we write? 40 plus 45 plus 35 plus 30 by 4. Like this. We calculate the average. So in the given data, they clearly mentioned 3 months moving average, 4 months moving average, 2 months moving average, 6 months moving average. How many months given here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to 6 months you can get the question. So 5 months moving average. Such kind of questions. Coming to weighted moving average method, the weights are given to us. Suppose here this problem, the weights are given like this. W1 is equal to 0.6, W2 is equal to 0.3, W3 is equal to 0.1. So highest weight always you have to give to the recent data. Highest weight is assigned to the recent data. This is a given data. Don't assume. They generally give W1 value, W2 and W3. So 3 months weighted moving average I'm using. Suppose 4 months means how many weights are given to us? 4. So highest weight you have to give to the recent data. Suppose my interest of January. So what you will do? W1 into D December plus W2 into D November plus W3 into D October divided by W1 plus W2 plus W3. So this will become 0.6 into 550 plus 0.3 into 480 plus 0.1 into 400 divided by total weight. So what is the advantage of this method? Recent data is getting more weightage compared to old data. In the previous case, same weightage were given. In this case, simple moving average, same weight I'm giving. Here I'm using different weights. And exponential smoothing, here the correction is there. The new forecast is equal to old forecast plus alpha into error, where alpha is nothing but smoothing coefficient, smoothing constant, and this value is in between 0 to 1. Alpha value is in between 0 to 1, and new forecast is equal to old forecast plus alpha into error. So what is the formula we will get? Ft plus 1. T plus 1 is the new forecast. What is the old forecast? Ft plus alpha into error. Error nothing but dt minus ft. Actual value minus guessed value. Dt nothing but actual value, ft nothing but guessed value. Forecast nothing but guessed value only. This is the formula for forecast. So one question is alpha is equal to 0.2. Actual demand 73, dt is 73, and ft 78. Ft plus 1 is equal to how much? So ft plus 1 is equal to old value plus correction. So what we do? 78 plus 0.2 into 73 minus 78. So this forecast got some error, high side, overestimation. Then we have some adjustment. 73 minus 78, 5 we will get. So 78 minus 1, 77 we will get. Next, regression analysis. In this regression analysis, we are going to calculate the line equation, the constants we are going to find out. Time is on x-axis, and demand, sales, or demand. Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say 5 points I'll get. First data, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So 5 points I'll get. The demand values I'm showing. After getting this, you can draw a line passing through these points. This is actually a trend line. This is y-intercept. Say A, slope B. So what about trend line? Y is equal to a plus bx. Once you get this extrapolation for 6th month extrapolation technique, then how to get a and b value? So for that we need two equations. Sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x. Sigma x into y is equal to a sigma x plus b sigma x squared. So these two equations we have to use to get a and b values. Using the old data, we need to find out a and b values. Once you get a and b values, then equation will get y is equal to a plus bx. In that future, say 6 is a future. This is actually future. X is equal to 6. And what is the y value? X is equal to 6. What is the y value? Y nothing but demand. So once you know the equation, then you can substitute x is equal to 6 and you will get y value. So March, April, May, June, July, 5 months data available. So you can just keep them like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x, small x, y, x into y, x squared. So 1, 2, maybe I'm just taking March, 1 minute, March, April, 2, May, 3, June, 4, July, 1. Just you can plan in different manner. I'm using median. What is the median actually? 3 is the median. 0, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2. Y value 20, 30, 20, 40, 50. Odd number. N is equal to 5. So use median. What is the median? Me is the median. Above minus below this. So what is the formula I'm using? X minus M. M is nothing but median. Minus 40, minus 30, 0, 40, 100, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. What is the advantage of this method? Sigma x becomes 0. Sigma y 9, 11, 14, 15, 150. Sigma x into y. Sigma x squared. 5 plus 6, 10. 140 and 70 will get. Sigma x by 30 or 70. And just you can have the equations. Now, what are the equations? Sigma y is equal to na plus b sigma x. This is cancelled. A is equal to sigma y by n. What about sigma y value? Sigma y 150 by 5. So 30. Sigma x into y is equal to a sigma x plus b sigma x squared. Okay. B is equal to sigma x y divided by sigma x squared. Sigma x by how much? 70 by 10. 7. So what is the equation? Y is equal to 30 plus 7 into x. This is the equation. Y is equal to 30 plus 7x. So what is the requirement? July. Sorry, August. August is 6th month. What is small x value? August. Small x is equal to 3. Because I'm using this code. July means 2. August means 3 I'll get. Y is equal to 30 plus 7 into 3. So 51 is the answer. For August, 51 units. Okay, 20, 30, 20, 40, 50. What is August value? 61 I'm getting. So how I'm getting 61? Just using, sorry, 51, how I'm getting 51? Using this data. Y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, x nothing but small x minus m. You can directly go through like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you can use and you can calculate, but time is a constraint. But when odd number is given, use median. So this is regarding forecasting. And coming to decomposition method, we use seasonal variations. Like seasonal variations, demand is like this: random y and x. So this is random, cyclic. This is actually cyclic. Okay, cyclic, seasonal, and random. And finally, forecast is equal to trend plus cyclic plus seasonal plus random. So we include everything in the forecast. This is actually actual method, and non-linear type is somewhat complicated. At least you should know what are the methods available. Okay, so we have a break for 15 minutes. After the break, I'm going to take project feasibility. Actually, my plan in the revision class, what is my plan? I need to go through the numerical portion. Okay, so because in 4 hours, I cannot complete the entire subject. So my strategy is only numericals. Akka you can answer in examination. So numericals only you focus. Okay, better you can take the topics where you have some numericals. Damn sure and guaranteed. Okay, that's why I'm covering only numerical portion right now. Any theory topic is there, just you can go. I'm just giving outline. Okay, and after the break, project feasibility it may be taking 30 minutes. Then scheduling tools could be 45 minutes. After that, inventory control and depreciation maybe 30 minutes. So this is my plan. And the remaining outline I'll give. Then you can go through it. And 4 to 5 questions you can answer comfortably. And with this revision class, even you can have these notes also. So 4 to 5 questions comfortably you can answer with this particular notes in today's class. So revision class. So 15 minutes break will take 11:20 will meet. 11:20. Dear student, welcome back to the class. Next topic, project feasibility. In the feasibility, so we have different criteria. For technical feasibility, so what are the technical requirements and technical capabilities? So what are the existing resources and what are the required resources, like comparison. And the second one, economical feasibility. So this is only our interest right now. So we'll find numericals on this economical feasibility. In the economical feasibility, we calculate net present value as well as BCR. If it is private project, we calculate net present value. If it is government project, we calculate BCR. So based on these values, we'll decide. If it is private project, NPV should be greater than 0. If it is government project, BCR should be greater than 1. Financial feasibility, it is dealing with funding sources, then how to mobilize funds. So this is only funds mobilization. Economical feasibility is different, financial feasibility is different. Economical feasibility is about economical viability, so whether the project is giving profit or not. Whereas financial feasibility, how to get the money or how to find out the source, like which source is the best source and from where you will get funds. So it's like funding sources. Environmental feasibility deals with EIA, environmental impact assessment, and how the project is going to affect the environment and the study. And we need to prove that the project is not going to affect the environment. And coming to social and political, so the project should not get affected by political parties as well as social gatherings, and even the common public should not pose any restriction. Right now, we're into economical feasibility. For economical feasibility, so we have different models. First, the 3 models, we are not going to include the time value of money. So time value of money is not included or considered in the 3 models. So what is the time value of money? So with respect to time, the money value is increased. So today 1 rupee, after 1 day, it is becoming more than 1 rupee. So with respect to time, the value is increased. Since money will have earning power, so interest we are going to include. So if the rate of interest is ignored, means we can say time value of money is ignored. Payback period, ROI, return on investment, average annual rate of return. So these 3 methods, we are not including the rate of interest. So we are not going to include simple interest or compound interest. So interest term is meaningless in these 3 cases: payback period, ROI, and ERR, average annual rate of return. And coming to the second heading, discounted cash flow model. So here we include time value of money. Why it is known as a discounted cash flow model? Actually, there are 2 types of cash flow models: compounded cash flow models, discounted cash flow models. If you use discounted cash flow models, all cash transactions are converted into present value. So here present value is a reference. So present value is a basis. All future transactions are being converted into present value. That is therefore discounted. Compounded means all present transactions or all cash transactions are projected into future. So in discounted cash flow models, we use only present value, net present value, IRR, and BCR. So net present value, all incoming and outgoing elements we add, and finally we get the net result. NPV greater than 0, then the project is good. IRR we have to calculate using NPV 0. Once we get the IRR value, based on that we can decide whether the project is to be taken or not. How to get IRR value? IRR star is nothing but NPV 0, the corresponding IRR value to calculate. BCR, present worth of benefits, present worth of cost, present worth of benefits, present worth of cost, and this value should be greater than 1. Then the project is to be carried out. Otherwise, you have to drop the project. The first one, payback period. So in the payback period, what is the criteria? How much time you have to wait for getting money back? So minus indicates investment, plus indicates income or revenue. So in this table, you can find some negative and a positive. Negative element is indicating investment. A project A, 50,000 minus means investment. How much money can be generated yearly? Then shown here. Positive value is nothing but revenue generated. So 25, 25, 5, 5 like this. So what is the time required to get money back? So 50,000 you have invested. How much time you have to wait? 2 years. For project A, payback period is 2 years. For project B, how much time you have to wait for getting our money back? 50,000 you have to get money back. 20, 20, 10. So 3 years. So who is the best now? A is the best. So payback period for A is 2 years. For payback period for B is 3 years. This one I have shown here. For project A, within 2 years, you will get money back. Here are 3 years. So payback period for project A, 2 years. For project B, 3 years. So from this, A is the best choice. So minimum payback period. So within no time, you have to get the investment back. Next, I repeat, note, minimum payback period is the criteria. Next, return on investment. So ROI. So how ROI is calculated? Different formulas you can find. ROI is equal to net income divided by investment. So net revenue divided by investment. This is one formula. R. How to get net income? Gain from investment minus cost of investment. If you take this now, then you get net income and net revenue divided by cost of investment. Revenue minus cost of goods sold divided by cost of goods sold. So like in terms of goods sold, then this is a formula. And another formula, ROI is equal to profit by investment into 100. Profit after tax divided by investment into 100. So this is general formula. So simply remember profit divided by investment. So for the sake of clarity, just have given an example. 1 lakh investment. After tax, what is the profit? 25,000. What is the return on investment? 25,000 is a net revenue. So 25,000 divided by 1 lakh into 125%. So now the ESE question, which is previous paper. During an assessment of economical viability of the project, economical feasibility of the project, the ratio of average annual earnings after tax to the average investment is known as, so BCR, net present value, payback period, return on investment. So it is return on investment. So how to remember this now? Investment in the denominator. Suppose a table is given, the previous problem I'm taking, project A, project B. What is ROI for project A? So if you see the total revenue from project A in 5 years, how much revenue we can generate? 25 plus 25 plus 5 plus 5 plus the total revenue. And how much you have invested? 50,000. So what is the net revenue or net income? So 15,000. You add up all these things. So column project A, column elements you add up with a sign. So minus 50,000 subtraction. So it is 15,000. So net income or net revenue. Project B, again you add up all these things. ROI for project A, 15,000 divided by 50,000 into 100, 30%. Profit on project B. So if you add up all these things, positive value 70,000, this is 50,000, 20,000. 20,000 divided by 50,000 into 100, 40%. So when you look at ROI value for project A, project B, ROI value should be high. So where you will get more rate of return on investment, that is preferable. Since ROI B greater than ROI of A, so project B is the best size. So ROI should be high. Next, average annual rate of return. So what is the difference between the previous case and this one? In this, we will calculate average annual profit. Per annum only we express. So average annual profit divided by investment. So how to get average annual profit? Investment same only, but this numerator changing. Average annual profit is equal to total profit divided by number of periods. So for the sake of clarity, the same example I'm taking. So total profit in 5 years, that is net revenue 15,000. 15,000 per total period. But 5 years if I take out 3,000 I got. So 3,000 divided by 50,000, 6%. Average return on investment or average rate of returns. 6% for project A. For project B, 8%. So who is good now? Higher side. Only payback rate should be less. The remaining ROI and ERR should be higher side. Yeah, coming to next model. Cash flow models are two types. So we time value, actually time value of money we're going to include. So discounted cash flow model, component cash flow model. In discounted cash flow model, present value is the basis. In component, future value is the basis. But right now, what is our interest? Discounted cash flow models only. All cash flows are converted into present value. So what are the notations we use in this particular economical feasibility? P is a present value, F is a future value, N number of years, I rate of interest, component annually, A annuity, uniform like installment, yearly installment, fixed amount. What are the conventions will follow? All outgoing elements negative, all incoming. So whatever money we receive, that is negative, positive. Whatever money you are spending, that is negative. So out from our pocket, into our pocket. So into our pocket means positive, out from our pocket means negative. So investment, payment, expenditure, operating and maintenance cost negative. Loans, receipts, income, revenue, sales, all these are positive amounts. Okay, while giving the cash flow model, we use x-axis and the y value is nothing but the cash transactions. Like a period, like a 1 unit is indicating 1 year. So 1, 2, 3, I mentioned these are years, n years. Down if I keep now, this is investment or negative. Positive side if I keep now, that's a revenue or income. Same height if I maintain, that's a uniform series, annuity. Look at this data. P is equal to 1 lakh. Investment. First year 20,000 generated. How does it generate? Revenue, positive side. Second year 30,000, third year 20,000, fourth year 50,000, fifth year 20,000, 10%. I is equal to 10%. Suppose we are supposed to find NPV value. So what we will do? This P 1 lakh only. All these future transactions. Listen carefully. This first year value you have to convert into 0. After 1 year 20,000. What is the present value of the 20,000? So 20,000 divided by 1.1 will get 10% rate of interest. That means right now I have some money. After 1 year it will get higher side. So after 1 year I have 20,000. Whatever the present value, definitely lower side only. That's why the name was given discounted. Are you catching my point here? So discounted means the future value could be high, but the future value if you bring to the present, that is getting lower side. So 20,000 after 1 year, but what is the present value of that? Present worth is equal to 20,000 divided by 1.1. So it is around 90,000 change. 30,000 after 2 years. Then what is the present value? 30,000 divided by 1.1 whole square will get. So in this case, the previous case only. NPV is equal to, so what we will do? Minus 1 lakh plus this 20,000 after 1 year. 20,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 1 plus this one 30,000 after 2 years. 30,000 divided by 1.1 whole square plus 20,000 after 3 years. 20,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 3 plus 50,000 after 4 years. 50,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 4 plus last value 20,000. So 20,000 1.1 whole power 5. So once you get this value, then you will get positive or negative. Based on that, we will decide. Why I'm using this divided by 1.1? The reason is we know the basics. P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I whole power n, or F is equal to basic formula 1 plus P into 1 plus I whole power n. So future we are converting into present. F divided by 1 plus F divided by 1 plus I whole power n. When you convert present value to future, but which is our interest right now, this P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I whole power n. So these are conversion factors. Single payment present worth factor. Single payment present worth factor means F we are converting into P. So future value we are converting into P. So what is the conversion factor we use? P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I whole power n. So F you have to convert into P. So this is regarding single payment present worth factor. Only one payment. Uniform series present worth factor means A amount you are converting into P. A to P. So what is the equation we use? P is equal to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power n. So this is a factor is used to convert A into P. Capital recovery factor. So this is P to A. So reciprocal of this. A is equal to P into I into 1 plus I whole power n divided by 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. I'll tell you what are the formulas to remember. Reciprocal of this. And come into this single payment future worth factor, uniform series future worth factor, sinking fund factor. All these are not required for us right now. So these are actually single payment future worth factor means P to F. Uniform series future worth factor means A to F. And sinking fund factor means F to A. Okay. Since we are only dealing with discounted cash flow models, we may be requiring single payment, uniform series, capital recovery factor. So these three things are not required for us right now because our interest only present value discounted cash flow models. And what are the formulas you have to remember? Instead of discussing like this, I need two formulas. One is P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I whole power n. So this is the first formula I didn't remember. Next, second formula, P is equal to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power n. So these two formulas you have to remember. P is equal to A divided by 1 plus I whole power n. P is equal to A into, this is going to be uniform series. 1 divided by 1 plus I whole power n is nothing but single payment present worth factor. 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power n is nothing but uniform series present worth factor. Uniform series, uniform series present worth factor. So this is also written as F into P by F, I percentage and N. The tables are provided to us. Our interest P only our interest. Thumb rule I'm telling, a layman approach. P is my interest. Then how to get P? F is given. So F you have to cancel. F cancel. F you can cancel. P only will get. So coming to this, A is given. My interest P. So A, P by A. If I multiply with P by A, then A is cancelled. P only I'll get. I percentage N. So P by A nothing but uniform series present over factor. P by F nothing but single payment present over factor. The single payment present over factor just P is equal to F divided by 1 plus A whole power n. From tables, P by F, F cancelled. Okay, this question now. A person wishes to have a future sum of 1 lakh after 10 years from now. After 10 years, n is equal to 10. 1 lakh. So what is the single payment that should be deposited now? So P we have to calculate. I is equal to 15% compounded annually deposited. So 1 lakh is F that is given us. 1 lakh is required, and what is the P value? Equivalent. So this F you have to convert into P. So P is equal to 1 lakh divided by 1 plus 0.154 power 10. So we'll get P value. So this we can use tables. 15% P by F. So 0.2472. So 1 lakh into 0.2472. So 1 divided by 0.2472 from tables. So it is equal to 24,720. 24,720 is the answer. So 24,718 exactly. So tables are given to us. So one of the ESE questions. This one. It is expected to receive 5,000 annually. 5,000 every year will get it. 10%. I is equal to 10%. So what is the present value of this annuity? So this 5,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 1. This 5,000 divided by 1.1 whole square. 5,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 3. So if you simplify this, 5,000 divided by 1.1, without calculator you can manage this. So this is 5,000 divided by 1.1. Just imagine how much it is. 4,000 change you will get. And this again, if you add up all these values, 0.909, 1 divided by 1.1, 0.90% at least. 0.9, 0.9, 0.81, 0.72. So 4,500, 4,000, 3,500. If you add up all these values, more than 10,000. Approximately can be. Maybe in examination, how to calculate approximately. 2487 ruled out case. 4975 ruled out case. 9945, more than 10,000 you will get. So only one option left over, 12,000. Exactly or not? Because in examination time is a constraint, and within 1 minute you have to answer. So how to calculate this? Just use approximation. So what is the present worth of future sum of 20,000? I 18%. Of course, this is here. So single payment feature factor reverse. That is not our interest right now. Coming to next, uniform series present worth factor. So how to convert A into P? So P is equal to A divided by 1 plus I whole power 1, A divided by 1 plus I whole power 2. You keep on writing like this now. Then A I can take common. 1 divided by 1 plus I plus 1 divided by 1 plus I whole square. It's like geometric progression. So geometric progression n terms. Sum of n terms in geometric progression. If you simplify that, then it is becoming 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power. This is a uniform series present worth factor. So it is only meant for annuity. So coming to the previous case. From tables P by A I can take. The previous case I'm taking. A is equal to 5,000. 3 years. Every year same amount. 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Then what shall I do? So A is equal to 5,000. P is equal to A into this factor. 1 plus 0.1 whole power 3 minus 1, and you have to simplify this. Once you simplify this, it is 2.486. 5,000 into 2.486, 12,434. So either you can do like this, directly uniform series present worth factor you can use, or is directly 1 value you can take. This case 0.9. What we have done? 5,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 1, 5,000 divided by 1.1 whole power 2. That is up to you. Suppose the reverse I'm giving. P is equal to what? Every year 10,000. If a person is invested 10,000 at the end of every year for a period of 25 years, find the present worth of investment. A is 10,000. What is the present worth? P value given. So present worth you have to calculate. So this equation, no one can do this without calculator. 1 plus 0.18 whole power 25. Even if you use manually, no one can do this. Like without calculator. Logarithms you can apply, but not possible actually. So this is really tough. So table is generally provided. The table value is given, and uniform series present worth factor must be given to us. In this case, 5.6467, and from tables, P by A, 25 years, 5.467, P by A. So what is the meaning of P by A? A you are converting into P. Capital recovery factor, reverse of this. So what is the purpose of this capital recovery factor? P is given to us, A you have to calculate. The previous case, A is given, you have to calculate P. Now reverse. A by P. So loan we have taken, P is given. Then how to pay money back? Like how to pay the loan? Like generally loan payment is generally done in installments, equal installments. Yearly installment we calculate. So I said important formulas are 2 only. 1 divided by 1 plus I whole power n, and 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power n. So these two formulas are important. The remaining things you can just derive according to your requirements. Yeah, let us have this question. So what he has given, a person has taken housing loan of 20 lakhs, 20 lakhs housing loan. So P is equal to 20 lakhs. Loan means positive, 0. The bank interest 18%. Compound annually, how many years? 25 years. So 1, 2, 3, up to 25. 1 is equal to 25. And capital recovery factor, uniform series annual installment. How the money is paid? Installment means we are paying. Payment means negative side. A we have to calculate. So for this, what is the formula I use? I need only to A into P by A, I percentage N. A is equal to P into A by P, I percentage L. I know only two things. So which one I have to use? This. No, A I have to calculate. This is capital recovery factor. And what is the formula for capital recovery factor? I into 1 plus I whole power N divided by 1 plus I whole power N minus 1. So use this formula and get the capital recovery factor. Impossible, because 25 years, no one can do this. Refer tables. If you refer tables, so A by P for 25 years, 0.1829. 0.1829 from tables directly. So capital recovery factor is equal to 0.1829. And what is the A value? A is equal to 20 lakhs into 0.1829. So you will get equal installment. Yearly installment you will get. Suppose EMI, monthly installment means by 12. You will get monthly installment. Whenever loan is taken, then the loan is repaid in the form of equal installments. Yearly installment first we calculate. After that, monthly installments means by 12 you can do. So this only I have done. So 0.1829, 3,65,800 yearly installment. Suppose monthly installment means 3,65,800 divided by 12. Then you will get monthly installment. So these are not required. Yeah, next important one is effective interest rate. So effective interest rate, so this is very, very important. Normally, compounded annually. Any question, if you take any data, rate of interest is compounded annually. Nothing is mentioned, compounded annually only. So default. Compounded annually means every year the interest is added to the principal amount. So that is the concept of compounded. So default data compounded annually. So normally whatever problem is given, just simply take yearly, compounded yearly. In some cases, in few cases, the rate of interest compounded half yearly. So every 6 months, interest is added to the principal. And rate of interest is compounded quarterly. So every 3 months, the interest is added to the principal. So dangerous actually. It is really dangerous. For investment, normally we never use to paper. Okay. So yearly compound only really good enough. Suppose if the problem is given, then what is the formula? Effective rate of interest is equal to 1 plus I by C whole power C minus 1. How to remember this formula? So I'm giving one simple technique. So this I is generally compounded annually. Say I, rate of interest compounded annually. Compounded annually. C, how many times compounded? Number of times compounded per year. Suppose if I use I only directly, compounded annually data is given, compounded annually. Then what we will do? Compounded annually means C is equal to 1. How many times compounded in year? Only one time. C is equal to 1. So what will happen to R? R is equal to 1 plus I by 1 whole power 1 minus 1. So it is I, isn't it? So you can verify it. 1 plus I by C means I by 1 whole power 1 minus 1. So I by 1 is I only. 1 get cancelled. So this is generally C is equal to 1. Suppose 2 times half yearly means I by 2, 1 plus I by 2 whole power 2 will get. At least you can verify whether the formula is correct or not. You can verify like this. I C is equal to 1 you can keep, and you have to get R and I same. R is equal to I. If nominal rate of interest compounded annually means it is I actually. I is equal to 12% nominal interest. And compounded quarterly. Compounded quarterly means C value quarterly means like yearly how many times? 4 times. C is equal to 4 now. So 1 plus I by C whole power 1 plus I by C whole power C minus 1. So while substituting this, 12%, directly percentage you can write. 12% means 12 by 100. So that's why I'm writing 0.12. You will get directly R value in terms of percentage only. So actually this question taken from ESE 2020. And here in a bank, 6 months, he has given some data. Every quarter interest is added to the principal. He clearly mentioned every quarter interest will be added to the principal. What is the meaning of this? So every quarter, so C is equal to 4. And which rate you have to consider? The rate of interest applied 9% per annum, 12 months to 23 months, 10% per annum for periods 24 to 120 months. An amount 1,000 invested for 2 years. 2 years means 24 months. 24 months means which interest we are going to consider? 10%. So I is equal to 10%. Okay, for adding confusion, has given this data. Suppose 1 year only you have invested, then you would have taken 9%. So I is equal to 10%. I is equal to 10%, 10%, C is equal to 4. First we find out effective interest rate, 10.38%. Once you get effective interest rate, then we can calculate the how much you have to invest. F is equal to, we have to calculate F value, calculate. F is equal to P into 1 plus I whole power n. In place of I, we calculate, we use effective interest rate and we calculate F value. So 1218 we get. I repeat, 1,000 you have invested, after 2 years how much? So F. Now let us have the net present value. Net present value. So actually, we don't have any shortcut method in this. Just simply, we need to go through 2 formulas only. And 1 plus P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I whole power n. So how to manage this 1 plus I whole power n, that is up to you. And the second formula, P is equal to A into 1 plus I whole power n minus 1 divided by I into 1 plus I whole power n. So this calculation really toughest. Without table, you cannot proceed. So table generally provided and approximately you can take the value. Up to 3, up to 4, up to 5 you can manage at least. 1 plus I whole power n, up to 5 you can just at least manage. More than 5 years, really toughest. So table compulsory required. And what is the effective interest rate? R is equal to 1 plus I by C whole power C minus 1. Then I said very clearly, if C value 1, then you have to get R is equal to I. At least verification purpose. These 3 formulas we need. And come to the next one, net present value. NPV is equal to 0, no loss, no gain. NPV greater than 0 gain. NPV less than 0 loss. And better we can drop the project. So how the question is expected? Like this. It is economically viable or not. Initial investment 30 lakhs. So negative side. Fixed annual income. Fixed annual income is every year we get the same amount, 5 lakhs. So same height. Life period 10 years. N is equal to 10. Salvage value means at the end of life period we will get some money. So if the project is over, completed. So sorry, if the project is getting disposed, that life period is over. It's like scrap. It will become scrap. Salvage value nothing but scrap value at the end of life period. 8 lakhs. Salvage value generally we will get at the end only. So that's why I kept this F value here. F is equal to 8 lakhs, only single amount. A is 5 lakhs. Every year we are getting 5 lakhs. That's why positive. And F also will get salvage value, scrap value will get. But when you will get F after 10 years, that's why I'm keeping here. And how to convert into present value. This P as is you write minus P plus A you have to convert into P. A into P by A. So A get cancelled. P you will get. F you have to convert into P. Minus 30 lakhs plus 5 lakhs are converting into P. 8 lakhs are converting into P. So 5 lakhs into 5. So how we got this value from tables? 0.3220 present word factor. Present word factor for A. Uniform series present word factor 5.650. So these things are taken. And when you simplify this, so how much are you getting? Positive value 30 lakhs and 30 lakhs 82,600. So positive value are getting 82,600. So the project is economically viable. Otherwise, the project is not economically viable. So what is generally expected in examination? Net present value is generally expected. Rate of interest 18%. A table was given. Minus means investment. Plus means revenue or income. 10,000 investment. Proposal A. 3,000 at the end of 1 year. 3,000 at the end of second year. 7,000, 6,000. I is equal to 18%. So how to write down this NPV value? 3,000 divided by 1.1 whole power. Actually, this is 3,000 divided by 1 plus 0.18 whole power 1 plus 3,000 divided by 1 plus 0.18 whole power 2 plus 7,000 divided by 1 plus 0.18 whole power 3 plus 6,000 divided by 1 plus 0.18 whole power 4. So my suggestion is 1.18. First you calculate 1 divided by 1.18. How much? Then if you know this, 1 divided by 1.18 whole power 2 you can calculate. 1 divided by 1.18 whole power 3 you can calculate. So better you can do like this. Very a simple method of telling. First you calculate 1 divided by 1.18. So how much? If you know that into you can do. So that is good. So 0.8475, 0.7182, 0. Tables are used. Similarly for project B, 2767. So who is the best now? NPV higher value. NPV A 2052, NPV B 2767. So who is good here? B is good. So similarly here also we calculate NPV value. Next, equivalent annuity. When we use equivalent annuity in case of unequal lives. So equal life rates means net present value we use in comparison. Like when you're comparing two projects with different life rates, then we use equivalent annuity. Okay, how to get equivalent annuity? A you have to convert into P you have to convert into A. So A equivalent is equal to present value into capital recovery factor. So capital recovery factor means reciprocal of that uniform series present value factor. To find equivalent annuity, first I'm finding net present value. After getting net present value, this net present value we are converting into A equivalent by multiplying CRF, capital recovery factor. So if you see this, project A 10 years, project B 12 years. I cannot use directly NPV. I have to use A equivalent. So what is the procedure? First, we get the net present value of project A. First, I'm finding net present value of project A. Almost 27 lakhs 46,240, and this is to be converted into A equivalent. Capital recovery factor multiplying. So 4 lakhs 86,000 I'm getting. Similarly, for project B, first I'm finding net present worth. Net present worth is equal to 41 lakhs, and equivalent is equal to 6 lakhs 76,000. So A equivalent of project B greater than A equivalent of project A. So B is the best size. So when we use A equivalent or equivalent annuity in case of different life periods. Infinite life period, if it is given infinite like bridges and a few structures where we have infinite life, then capital recovery factor will become I. In this formula, infinity if you substitute, you will get directly capital recovery factor is equal to I. So one example of given, please go through this. Actually, infinite life period, n is equal to infinity. And pipeline system, n is equal to 20, just comparison. So A equivalent. So why should I use A equivalent here? One is infinite life period, another one is 20 years life period. But two proposals are there. So who is good here? Pipeline system is the best option because this pipeline system is negative value we are getting, and in this case also negative value minus 3 lakhs, minus 2 lakhs 95,000. So who is good here actually? Who has more possible? Sorry, who has more NPV value? NPV of pipeline system is greater than NPV of rock tunnel system in this case. So NPV should be high. I repeat. So NPV is equal to minus 20,000. NPV B is equal to minus 30,000. Who is best? Means A is the best choice. So why is the best? Both are last only, but minimum last at least you can choose. Alternatives. One of the alternatives I have to choose. So A is the best. So always you can choose higher value. As NPV A greater than NPV B, A is the best choice. So don't mind about negative signs. You see only higher value. Both are negative values. Higher value means definitely minus 20,000 only select. Got my point here. So NPV should be higher side. 0 and minus 20,000 I'm getting. Who is greater value? 0 is the greatest value. Internal rate of return. So this is quite interesting. And what is IRR? IRR is an interest rate at which NPV is equal to 0. Okay, when you draw the graph, different percentage, 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%. This is actually rate of interest in terms of percentage. Rate of interest, I percentage. This one, 5%, 10%, 15%. It is observed that 10 to 15 IRR value we got. That means NPV value 0 when rate of interest is equal to, say, I is equal to 12.5%. At this value we got NPV 0. NPV and axis. NPV 0 at 12.5%. So this is becoming no IRR. What is IRR value? No, IRR is equal to 12.5%. Suppose if you operate above IRR if you operate like 15%, 20%, 25%, then what will happen? NPV value negative. If IRR value less than 12.5, then you will get positive value. So what is being observed? If the given rate of interest is less than 12.5%, then I can take that. Otherwise, you drop it. Suppose I is equal to 10%. Is it good or bad? If the question is given, then we can say good. So minimum 12.5%. Less than 12.5% is really good enough because you have invested very good amounts. That investment will have some interest. The interest rate is less means good enough. Okay, so it is a totally different issue. I repeat, IRR you have to calculate. NPV is equal to 0. If you increase the rate of interest, 15, 20, 25, no negative value getting. But our interest NPV should be positive. So for getting NPV positive, 12.5 and less is generally recommended here. I'll show with the graph, with the numerical. Let's let us have this question. First, I'm taking 10%. I is equal to 10%. I'm taken. So NPV value 13,724. So 10% corresponding NPV how much? 13,724. Next 15% I've taken. So what is the NPV value? 566. 15%. I'll move to 18%. 18% if I move, then what will happen? NPV value negative side I'm getting. This is negative side. So 18%. With this question, 10%. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. First of all, I'm taking 10%. 13,724 NPV. 13,724. Next 15%. 566. 566. Next 18% I've taken. 6,184. 6,184 minus. Then what is being observed? The graph actually is moving like this. IRR value. So 15 to 18 is actually 18. 15 to 18 is in between. So 15 to 18 in between means what is the interpolation? 15.252. So this value is 15.252. IRR is equal to 15.252. So if I go for 18, negative value I'm getting. If I go for 15, positive value I'm getting. So 0, NPV 0 means the corresponding 15.252 is the internal rate of return. If the given interest, say I is equal to 10%, whether the project is economically viable or not, I is equal to 10%, the project is economically viable or not, you compare with IRR. So 10% and 15.252. So you will get positive value. So it is economically viable. Economically viable. Suppose I is equal to 16%. Is economically viable? Not economical. So how do you decide it is not economical? I is equal to 16 means it is more than IRR value. More than IRR value means you will get negative NPV. Negative NPV is not good actually. So like this will decide. First IRR you have to calculate. NPV is equal to 0. Less than IRR is really good enough. More than IRR we will get negative NPV value. Our interest always positive NPV value. So for project A, for project B, two graphs given. This one 12%, this one 20%. So who is the best size? So 12% means up to from 0 to 12. We have only few options, but here 20%. So who is good now? Project B is the best. IRR should be high for the best project. Comparison. When you have comparison, project A, project B, so who is good? Who has more IRR value? That is good actually. Because we have safe factor of safety is more here in this. Up to 20%, any interest also we will get positive NPV. Here within less 12% only we will get after 12, whatever value you are getting that is negative side. Suppose NPV I is equal to 18%. I is equal to 18% given 18. So A if I take negative value I'm getting. For B if I take positive value I'm getting. So who is good now? B is good. Are you catching my point here? Suppose any I value, so who is good now? B is good. Up to 20 B is good. This is only up to 12 A is good. Better in comparison. So who has highest value that is really good enough? In comparison, IRR should be high. For the best project NPV should be high, A equivalent should be high, and IRR should be high. And the next one, benefit cost ratio, present worth of benefits, present worth of cost, and BCR greater than 1 means economical, is equal to 1 means no loss, no gain, less than 1 means present the project. So I've given one example, I is equal to 12%, and initial investment and expenditure as well as revenue. So present worth of cost and present worth of benefits, 1.266. So project is economical. With this I can conclude. So what is generally observed in economical feasibility, NPV, A equivalent, and IRR. Normally IRR we never use, but anyways you can refer the slides. By chance if you get any question in comparison, IRR should be high. And given I value, whether it is less than IRR or not, check it out. If the given I value less than IRR, good. If the given I value greater than IRR, bad. Next topic, scheduling. Project scheduling. This is actually important. 2 to 3 questions you can get from this. And very simple and easy. We will find bar charts and network diagrams. What is critical path method? What is PET? Type is at least. Which is deterministic? Which is probabilistic? Enough. 90%. The questions are very basic level. And a few questions may be tough. So 1, 2 questions. Normally 2 to 3 questions. 2 questions are easy. 1 question could be tough in this. Compulsory you may expect 2 to 3 questions from this scheduling topic. So where you will get scheduling in between planning and control. Of course, what is scheduling? Deals with allocation of resources. For time management, we need to define activity, duration, and resources required for activity, and we develop the schedule. So project activities are 2 types: sequential and parallel. If you do the operations in 1 by 1, then sequence. Without completing this, we cannot go for second one. In parallel means simultaneously we can handle. This occurrence of activity is known as relationship, precedence relationship. WBS refers to work breakdown into like the project is divided into activities. Project into subproject, subproject into task into work package into activity. So in WBS, the bottommost level element is nothing but work package or activity. So one of the expected questions: what is WBS? WBS will give the information regarding activities, activity list, and what kind of planning approach we follow, top to down. Planning is done from top to bottom. Execution is done from bottom to top. I repeat, planning is done from top to bottom. Execution is done from bottom to top. And what are the scheduling tools? There are 2 types: charts and diagrams. How do you differentiate charts and diagrams? I've given clearly here. In charts, we use the time scale. X-axis is meant for time, Y-axis is meant for activity. In network diagrams, freehand, no time scale is required and flexible enough, and you can modify them and you can update them easily. In charts, 3 types are there: bar chart or Gantt chart, linked bar chart, milestone chart. In network diagrams, CPM and PET, the full form of CPM, sometimes the question may be from the full form. But in ESE, you cannot expect full forms. In other than ESE, you may expect full forms. Critical path method, program evaluation and review technique. So CPM stands for critical path method, PRT stands for program evaluation and review technique. At least outline you can go through. But to P and EC people, my suggestion is at least outline. And this one is deterministic, this one is probabilistic. Real-time works are probabilistic. Research and development works, R&D. Remember PET. Other than R&D, construction works, civil construction works, civil engineering, construction projects. Deterministic. This milestone chart is also used for monitoring. That's why it is also known as monitoring tool. horizontal bar chart or Gantt chart. Then how it is shown? There are 5 activities. Relationship given. Predecessor means previous activity. Duration means the time. Activity A has no predecessor. That is starting activity. B is a starting activity. A, B both are going to start at 0. A time 5 days. B time 2 days. Exactly length. So A units. A requires 5 days. So 5 units length. And B rectangle length is equal to 2 units. After A, C is going to start. How do you understand this? C before A is A. After A, C is going to start. After B, D is going to start. After C, D, E is going to start. C, D completion will give G. How much time required for E? 6 days. So finally, the completion time is taken from the length of the chart. Length of the chart is equal to 16. Project duration is equal to 16. And we have shown all activities in the form of rectangles. Rectangle length is equal to activity duration. So what are the limitations here? We have to draw chart like this and time consuming. And moreover, if any value changed, then the entire chart is becoming obsolete. Relationship cannot be shown properly from the chart. So A after C will get, after B, D will get, after C, E will get. Then what about D and E relation? Nobody can understand from the chart. Without given data, you cannot get the relation between D and E. D ending, E starting missing. Actually, here C ending, E starting is matching. That's why one can say C ending is equal to E starting. But what about D ending? D ending, E starting missing, mismatching. So nobody can understand the relation between D and E. So what are the problems here? Lack of details. Review of project progress cannot be monitored. Relationship cannot be found out. We cannot include the uncertainties. If any change, time is changed, or if any change in the time, you cannot show that. Critical activities which are important, which are unimportant, we cannot show. Okay, when we use chart for small projects, we use charts. I've given information here, just you can go to the slide. Milestone chart, how it is different from previous. In milestone chart, we divide activity into sub-activities. Sometimes a big activity is that you can divide into small pieces. So one activity will be containing sub-activities. That information may be available in milestone chart. Not only that, in milestone chart, we can show the project progress also. How much work is completed, how much percentage of work is completed. That I can show in the milestone chart. Each milestone is indicating significant achievement. This activity contains 2 milestones. First milestone is over means understand that one work is over. In that one portion is over. Second portion is pending. Linked bar chart. In the previous case, relationship is not able to obtain. Now relationship can be obtained from the chart. A, B linked, B, C, sorry, B, D linked, C, D linked to E. So one can get the clarity now. C, D both are giving E from this diagram. So A is giving C, B is giving D, C, D both are giving E. So how to link the activities now? Arrow. Arrow is meant for connecting the activity. This is the advantage of linked bar chart. But what is the main problem with the charts? Time scale. So we have to maintain a time scale and exactly how to draw the rectangles. Okay, this problem can be solved by network diagrams. If I use network diagrams, there are 2 versions of the network diagrams, AON and AOA. Activity in the previous case, rectangle we have used. Now I can use a circle. Rectangle is replaced by circle. So if I use circle, that is known as activity and node. Instead of circle, if I use arrow, rectangle I'm not using, only arrow I'm using. This is activity and arrow. So what is activity? Activity is a clearly definable portion that is consuming resources. In AON diagram, we use circle. In AOA diagram, we use arrow. Event and activity relation. Event nothing but start or completion. Activity is one work element. Event is nothing but start or completion of work element. Activity and node. The previous data, how we have converted. Activities, there are 5 activities, circles, 5 circles you will get. And condition is given. A condition is dash, B condition is dash. So A, B starting activities. C begins after A. After A, C is going to start. After B, D is going to start. After C, D, E is going to start. So what is the advantage of this diagram? No need to use any time scale. Circle, simply you can draw circle, and activity you can keep number. Beside that activity name, number is mentioned. That is activity duration. A duration 5 days, B duration 2 days, C duration 5 days, D duration 4 days. So it's really good enough. And we can get the project completion time by using paths. There are 2 paths in this, ACG, BDG. So which is the longest path? AC is the longest path. So critical path is longest path, critical path, important path. Project completion time is equal to critical path. So what is the relation between AOA and AOA? Just let us have this. The 2 things I'm keeping side by side so that you can understand. So AON diagram and AOA. Here circles are meant for activities. Arrow is meant for connectivity. It's a connector. A is an activity, so you can keep arrow. Here circle is used. B is an activity. C activity, D activity. There are 5 activities, so 5 arrows we have used. And what about this 1, 2? Circle 1 is indicating start of A. This is completion of A. This one start of B, completion of B. So actually this one is start of A and B. Common. This one completion of A and start of C. This one completion of B and start of D. This one completion of CD and start of E. This one is completion of E. So what we can understand now, this is actually circle 1 is indicating, it is giving 2 arrows, the start of 2 activities. And this circle is connecting A and C. So A completion and C start. It contains dual information. This third event contains B completion and D start. This fourth event contains CD completion and E start. So what is event now? Event is indicating the status and work status and the completion of activities as well as start of activity. It is even sometimes serving more than one activity. If you see fourth event, it is serving CDG. So event can play a dual role. It can serve more than one activity. So dummy activity, it is created for the sake of relationship. So relationship point of view, we use dummy activity. Let us have this. P completion will give yes. But coming to R, look at the diagram. R requires Q and dummy. So Q completion, dummy means it is nothing but P completion. Dummy is not an activity. Dummy is only for transferring information. So which information it is transferring? This information is passed here. So P completion information is passed to third node. The third node contains now Q information, Q completion information as well as P completion information. So what is the purpose of dummy activity? It is only for logical sequence. So in this problem, I need S without a Q, but R with Q, P and Q. R requires P and Q. S requires only P. So how to manage this? S after P, R after Q and P. So we have certain diagrams. Now the question is how the question can be explained here. So when Q is going to start in this particular problem, when Q is going to start after P and R. How can I say after P and R? P directly, dummy is there. Dummy nothing but R information is passed here. After P and R, Q is going to start. Come to this side. S will start after P and Q. T will start after Q and R. Directly I can tell. For S, there are two arrows. One is P and the one is dummy. Dummy coming from Q completion. So Q and P will give S. T after Q and R. Coming to this side. Two dummies are there. So first you can go like this. When we are taking the diagram, single activity you can take first. After the two arrows, after the three arrows you can take. So right now I'm analyzing this. U has only one arrow. After R, U will start. T has two arrows. Q and dummy. After Q and R, T will start. This Q and R information is passed to P. So P, Q, R. S starts after P, Q, and R in this case. S will start after P, Q, and R. And coming to this diagram, first you take single activity. R if you take only P, T if you take only Q. But S point of view, two dummies are there. One is coming from P side, one is coming from Q side. So S requires after P and Q. So S starts after P and Q. So how to use dummy? Then I'll give you some information here. Okay, network rules. What are the rules we follow? Maybe you may expect a theory question. Actually, I'm covering this topic in view of exam only. So compulsory, you will get question on this. Okay? It could be theory question between numericals. In scheduling, two types of questions you will get: theory as well as numerical. What are the rules we'll follow? Each activity, one arrow, one activity. Two activities cannot be shown by same beginning and same ending. So I'll show you. Two events, two arrows you cannot keep. In this case, we use dummy activity. Like this, we can go. Okay. A, B, common start is there, common end. That is okay, but common start, common end, you cannot maintain. Rule 3, no looping or cycling is permitted. You cannot get any loop. Sorry, if you get any loop, it is wrong actually. Any network you take, no loop is generally permitted. If I get loop, project never be ended. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 like this, it is moving. So to overcome this problem, we use Fulkerson's rule. Fulkerson's rule says that, what is the Fulkerson's rule? Tail number less, head number high. Fulkerson's rule says I to J. Tail, I, head, J. Tail number less than head number. Tail number should be less than head number. So 1 to 2 correct, 2 to 3 correct, 3 to 1 objectionable. If you maintain Fulkerson's rule properly, then we can avoid the looping error. Dummy activity can be used, but minimum number of dummies you have to use. Don't use maximum number. It is unnecessary dummy. Directly I can connect DG. Without 4 also I can get directly 2 to 5, 3 to 5 can join. Unnecessary dummy. Dangling is avoided. So what is dangling? More than one completion. In the network, only one end is generally permitted. If you have more than one, it is wrong. Network should be done from left to right. And use straight arrows and avoid crossing up to possible extent. Okay, let us have this problem. Only one problem I show. This is one of the typical problem. I'm taking this. Yeah, let us have this. Okay, when you're drawing the diagram, generally network diagram is given to us 99% in ESE general studies. If it is not given, then how to manage? You can use EON diagram. Only project completion time is our interest. Project completion time or critical path duration. The question is project completion time or critical path duration. So use EON diagram. This is my suggestion. Use EON diagram in this case. Project completion time or critical path duration means EON diagram we can use. Then how to draw the EON diagram? Look at the screen and it's a matter of 2 minutes. Please look at this. It is important. A, B, C, 3 activities without any condition. So keep 3 circles. A, B, C. Duration you can write beside A5, B7, C3. Over. D after AB. A, B both give D. E after BC. 6. F after B. Over. AY diagram, no rule is required, no rules, no relation, nothing. Simple diagram. AY diagram is good enough. AY diagram is only preferred in case of pet network, that two conventional questions. If the question is only project completion time or critical path duration, my choice would be AY diagram, but you can follow AY diagram. It could be for civil, mechanical, anyone. For objective point of view, time is important. So within less time you have to complete the problem. So better you can go for AY diagram and get the critical path. What is the critical path? The observation you can get AD 9, BD 11, BF 12, B and E 13, 3 plus 6 9. So who is the longest path? No? BD, BG 13. 13 days is answer. Directly will get this 13 days. So how much time requires a matter of 15 or 30 seconds. The same problem if I use AOA diagram. AOA diagram. How the problem becomes complex. There are 3 arrows. Draw a circle. Start with a circle. Take activity which has dash first, and after that single activity. After 2 activities. I repeat. First you take activity which has dash. So 3 dashes are there. 3 activities you can take simultaneously. So A, B, C. 3 lines you draw. I'm giving the trick here. So start with the circle and 3 lines you draw. Over. Next, don't take DE because the DE contains 2 predecessors. Now you can choose activity which has only one predecessor. Who has only one predecessor? F. F has only one predecessor. Who is that predecessor? B. After B, F can be taken. First to complete this. First, take the activity which has no predecessor. After that, you can take activity which has only one as predecessor. After that, 2 activities. After that, 3 activities. So in the predecessor list, give priority. First priority is given to ABC. Second priority is given to F. Third priority is given to DG. Because D contains 2 activities. E contains 2 activities. So AB, already B has been used. How to get B? No, dummy. And A. So this circle is containing A and B. From here, which activity can take B? Here A and B. Both are available here. Next, B and C. From B, 1 dummy. From C, 1 arrow. From here, we can take E. Finally, 1 circle. Even numbers, tail numberless, head number high. Durations you can substitute A5, B7, C3, D3, D4, E6, F5. What is the longest path in this? B, dummy, E. So what is the advantage of EON diagram? No dummy is required. In this, dummy activity is required. That's the main advantage of EON diagram. Simple and easy to draw and no dummy is required. But EON diagram requires rules, regulations and all. But why do we go for EON diagram? For the sake of calculations, for the sake of analysis, for the sake of analysis, or for the sake of further calculations, floats and slabs, we require EON diagram. Charts and diagrams comparison are given. In charts, time scale is required. In network diagrams, no time scale is required. Rectangle is used for activity. Length of bar is equal to activity duration. In this EON diagram, arrow is used. Circle is used for EON diagram. Length of the chart is equal to project duration. Critical path is equal to project duration in this. Less flexible, charts are less flexible and no modification is possible. Here network diagrams are more flexible, modification is possible. Next, EOI and EOI differences. In activity unknown, activity shown in the form of circle, activity shown in the form of arrow. Suppose I have two activities, A, B sequence. After A, B is going to take place. After A, B is going to take place. But here I am using circles. These circles are events. In EOI diagram, you cannot find any events. No dummy is required in EOI diagram. Dummy activity may be required depending upon the conditions. Easy to draw, difficult to draw, and well suited for CPM problems. Critical path method. This one is suitable for CPM and PET. Okay, next, maybe a few examples are given. Please go through them. And how to draw the EOI diagram are given. Let me take one example then. It's a matter of 2 minutes. Because this entire chapter is revolving around a diagram. Suppose I'm drawing this diagram. A, B, no conditions. Start with a circle. Again, I'm repeating the rule. EOI diagram I'm constructing. First, which one you can take? A, B you can take. 2 lines. A, B over. Next, C I can take because after A, C is going to start. After A, C will start. Line only you draw like this. D after A, B. After A, B, D will start. So A, B, D. E after A, D. A, D, G. F after C, C, both you can join. F over. So like this will draw. Now come to next, CPM network. What is the full form of CPM? Critical path method. So I'll continue up to 130 because this chapter may be taking some time. I'll continue up to 130. Projects are two types: deterministic and probabilistic. If activity is well, what is project? Project is nothing but set of activities. If all activities are well known, then it is known as deterministic. If the activity duration is not known, resource levels are not known, it is called as probabilistic. All civil engineering construction works are deterministic. Research and development works are probabilistic. CPM is only a suitable case for deterministic. In this, activity is given highest priority or highest importance. No events, and event is not having any importance in case of CPM or critical path method. CPM is deterministic approach and activity oriented diagram. CPM is deterministic approach, activity oriented diagram, one time estimate. So what is the meaning of one time estimate? Only one value enough. For each activity, fixed duration is there. That is enough. So one time estimate. And crashing is possible. So what is the meaning of crashing? We reduce the project duration. If you know the duration properly, then I can reduce the duration. If I'm not sure about the duration, I cannot reduce the duration. Suppose if I take R&D projects. In R&D projects, I'm not sure about the duration. Can you crash it? It's a meaningless question. Actually, I'm not sure about the duration. How can I reduce the duration? But in case of deterministic projects, I'm sure about the duration, so I can reduce the duration. Are you catching my point? Activity will take 5 days. Can you make it 4 days? Can you reduce it 4 days by using extra resources? I can plan. Suppose I'm doing research work. How much time I'm taking? I'm not sure. Someone is asking question. Can you reduce the duration? Then I'll keep my hands like this. I'm not sure about the duration. Then again, you're asking me to reduce the duration. So it is just like a meaningless. Okay, in research work, crashing is not possible. You wanna crash the project. It is becoming now a complex analysis. I'm not saying it is not possible. Possible with a lot of complexities in case of R&D projects. So which diagram is suitable here? EOI diagram is well suited for CPM problems. And slack calculation is important in slack and float. Both are required. Slack and float, there's a difference. Slack is estimated event. Float is estimated for activity. I'll tell you what is slack and what is float. So slack is nothing but latest value minus earliest value. Slack is equal to latest value minus earliest value difference. What is latest? What is earliest? Okay, I'll give one simple example. Then we can understand. For any activity, for any work, two approaches are possible. Earliest approach, latest approach. If you start the work as early as possible, that's the earliest approach. If you start the work based on target, it's the latest approach. Your semester exam is earliest approach. Sorry, no, your semester examination, latest approach. GATE and ESE preparation is earliest approach. Remember like this. Thumb rule I'm telling you. Your semester examinations, in university examinations, we will follow latest approach. When the exam date is announced, just before one day we are going to start. So exam date is 15th. 15 minus 1. 14th night you are going to start your preparation. That is latest approach. Earliest approach means we are not sure about the exam date. Still we have started preparation. That is earliest approach. Example ESE. ESE prelims mains dates. Lot of ambiguity in the maybe right now okay, but previously we have a lot of ambiguity. Still we have started our preparation. Irrespective of target, we have started our preparation. That is nothing but earliest approach. So latest approach, earliest approach. The difference is nothing but slack. Slack is estimated event. Latest value minus earliest value. Critical path has 0 slack. Critical path has 0 slack means longest path, earliest approach, latest approach, same only. For remaining paths only, we'll get slack values. So critical path slack is equal to 0 default. Critical event will have 0 slack. How to get earliest value? We start with 0. 0 is the starting time and we will move in the forward direction. In case of multiple paths, we will take highest. We started from tail event and we are moving to head. I to J, I'm traveling. How much time I'm taking Dij? When I have started my journey, EI. EI plus Dij. So this value is known to us. EJ you have to calculate. EI plus Dij. Suppose if I have more than one path, I to K, J to K. In case of multiple paths, maximum we can take. So with numerical we can understand. Latest value, we move reverse direction. Last value known, minus we will take. Latest occurrence time is equal to backward pass, reverse approach. LJ value known, target is known. When do you start this work? Target minus time. Target and time required for this activity. LJ minus DI is nothing but LI. Exam date is known. Exam time is 1 day. So just 1 day before. 15th is exam date. 1 day sufficient. 15 minus 1. 14th is going to be starting date. Our examination preparation starting is 14th. So here in case of multiple paths, we will take minimum. In forward direction maximum, in reverse direction minimum we will take. Okay. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm using this example. Yeah, just look at this. So for each and every event, I will keep boxes like this. I'll tell you 2 methods. This is the first method I'm giving, and I'll give the shortcut method also for this. How to simplify this data. Let me proceed with this. First, I'm taking the systematic calculations. Start with 0. How to move? No, forward direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a forward direction. Backward means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Backward. Start with 1. 0 is the starting value. It is known to us. 0 plus 5. 5. Third event. 0 plus 2. 2. Fourth event. Two ways are there. C, D. If I use C, 5 plus 5, 10. If I use D, 2 plus 4, 6. Maximum I can take 10. Actually, fourth event is CD completion. C completion and D completion. Both you have to finish. So 10 will take. Next, fifth event, 10 plus 6, 16. 16 is the project completion time. Project completion time. 16. The same I can use as the target. This is a target for me. Reverse I'm moving. Latest values I'm finding. 16 is a target. When you are going to start E, target is 16. 6 days required. So 16 minus 6, 10. 5, 4, 4 over 3. 10 minus 4, 6. And second event, 4 this in this direction. Reverse. C is a 10 minus 5. 5. Next, first event. There are two ways. A, B, reverse. 2 to 1, 3 to 1. If I use A, 5 minus 5, 0. If I use B, 6 minus 2, 4. So which one I can take? 0. Minimum will take in the reverse. In the forward direction, maximum. In the reverse direction, minimum. And the slack value is nothing but latest value minus earliest value. Slack at 1, 2, 4, and 5, 0. 0, 0, 5, 5. Difference you take, 0 will get. Slack at third event, 6 minus 2, 4. Only third event will have slack value. Then after getting this, join 0 slack events in the order. So 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5 will become critical path. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4 to 5 is a critical path. Critical path is 0 slack. Critical events will have 0 slack. This is actually systematic calculation. In forward direction, maximum will take. In the reverse direction, minimum will take. But time waste. It is taking a lot of time and not necessary. All these calculations. Like how to manage this. Suppose the diagram is given. Just listen to me. It's a matter of 2 minutes. Again, draw the diagram. Already diagram is given to us. Then how to get the critical path in this? By observation, get the critical path. By observation. ESE is a critical path in this. So just highlight critical path first. By observation, I'm getting critical path. Highest value. Who is highest value? 5, 5, 6. Highest. 2, 4, 6. 12 only. This is 16. After getting critical path, start with 0. Use double line. Don't use single line. Use double line. 0 plus 5, 5. 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 6, 16. Along the critical path, get the values. After getting the values, copy the same. You copy the same because 0 slack. Over. Only one event is left over. That third event. So for this, 0 plus 2, 2. Reverse. 10 minus 4, 6. Are you catching my point here? First, you complete critical path. But left over, you can go through forward direction, backward direction. So any problem you take, better you can go through like this. Critical path you can observe by observation. 1, 2, 5, 6 is a critical path. 0, 0, 16, 16, 36, 36, 44, 44. Remaining values, third event, fourth event. How to get this? 0 plus 8, 8. 36 minus 12, 24. 0 plus 12, 12. 44 minus 16, 28. So I think you understand the concept of slack values. Then how to get the slack values? Like for any event, you can have the calculations. Just I've shown you. You can go through the slides. I'll just upload this in the PDF format so that you can understand and you can go through this. Next, total float. What is float? Float is different, slack is different. Slack is estimated event, float is estimated for activity. So you may expect questions in only outline definitions only. Worst case, you will get numericals. Anyway, how to solve the problem, then I'll show. So float is permissible delay for a particular activity and how much extra time available for a particular activity. Suppose 5 days available time, 5 days only required time, then available time is equal to required time. No extra time. That is called as critical activity. Suppose 10 days available, 6 days only required, but the extra time available for the activity, 4 days. So who will get float means non-critical activities will get float. Critical activities will get 0 float. No extra time for critical activity. So critical activities, no float. So float is not required for critical activity. Suppose in this question, so ACE floats are zeros. BD float is there. For B activity float is there, for D activity float is there. For ACE there are no floats. How do you conclude this point? Critical path will have 0 float. Okay, it's the best thing. Critical path will have 0 float. Critical path will have 0 slack. No need to estimate any float value on critical path. No need to estimate any slack value on critical path. It's just shortcut method, very simple method. Critical activity has no float. Total float along the critical path 0. Float is only meant for non-critical activities. So what is float? Float is nothing but available time minus extra time. Available time minus required time. So with example you can understand. The total float calculation, how do you estimate? Available time minus required time. For any activity, how to get the available time? So this is actually target. LJ target. Starting time is EI. The difference is nothing but available time. LJ minus EI is nothing but available time. What is the required time? DIJ. This is the required time. Required time. So total float is equal to LJ minus EI minus DIJ. LJ minus EI is nothing but available time. DIJ is nothing but required time. One of the ESE questions. What is total float equation? So this is given actually. LJ minus EI minus DIJ. So numerical. AD no float. Why? Double lines. Critical path no floats for AD. Total float or float. Total float for A and D 0. Not necessary. Don't do calculation. Don't go for any calculation for critical path. When we go for calculation, non-critical only we calculate. Non-critical. So B, C, non-critical. You can estimate. For B, what is the available time? 11 minus 0. For B, 0, 0, 2, 11. Extreme values to take. 11 is extreme value, 0 is 2 extreme values. Highest value, lowest value. Highest value 11, lowest value 0. This is available time. Available time. What's the required time? 2 days. 11 minus 0 minus 2. 11 minus 0 minus 2, 9. So B has 9 days extra time. B can be delayed by 9 days without any effect. Okay, so float could be 4 times. Total float, free float, independent float, interference float. All the floats are zeros for all float values are zeros for critical activity. What is total float? What is free float, independent float? I've given here clearly. Total float is a permissible delay without affecting completion time. Free float permissible delay without affecting next activity. Independent float without affecting next and preceding activities. Okay, just remember. Total float is linked with completion time. Free float linked with next activity. Independent float either side. Next and preceding. Free float I'm estimating. How to get free float? Next activity should not be disturbed. Next activity I to j activity. What is the common point? J is the common for I to j and next activity. So this j value you have to keep as it is, because if you disturb j value, next activity values are changing. Our interest next activity occurrence should not be affected. So next activity starting is j. If j is disturbed, next activity starting also disturbed. But we should not disturb j. Okay, that's why free float is equal to total float minus slack of head. You have to subtract. How to remember free float? Next activity means head. J side. Next. Total float minus slack and head event. You know total float equation. Slack means latest value minus earliest value. Free float is equal to ej minus a minus jj. Don't remember this equation. Remember total float equation. Free float means slack and head event you subtract from the total float. Independent float. Next activity preceding activity both you have to both you should not disturb. That means j values have to keep as is, I values have to keep as is. So what is the definition now? Independent float is equal to total float minus slack and head event minus slack and tail event. Two slack values you subtract. Then you will get independent float. So total float is maximum delay. Independent float is minimum delay. So how to calculate the values? First we estimate total float. After that free float, then independent float. If all floats are zeros means critical activity. Interference float, difference of total float and free float. Okay, with example you can understand. Let us have this. So this question I'm taking, find the free floats of all activities. A given as 1 to 2, A 14, B 1 to 3, 12, C 2 to 5, 12, B 3 to 5, 11, E 2 to 4, C 12, E 2 to 4, 7, F 4 to 5, duration of 9, G 5 to 6. 10. Okay, after completion of the diagram, get the critical path by observation. Get the critical path. What is critical path by observation? 14, 21, 30, 40, 14, 26, 36, 33, 43. So where will get highest value? A, E, 21, 30, 40. Highest is this. I'm just like a thumb rule I'm using, just like simply by observation I'm answering. Get the values along the critical path. After getting critical path, pass the second flip 0, 0, 14, 14, 21, 21, 30, 30, 40, 40, over. Third event left over. For third event, make use of forward pass and backward pass. 12, reverse 30 minus 11, 19. Over. Finished. Slack values we can estimate. Now float values our interest. A, E, F, G not necessary. Forget about A, E, F, G. So what are the activities you have to consider for float calculations? B, C, D. Suppose if I take B. If I'm using B, activity B. So B is in between 1, 2, 3. B duration 12, 0, 0, 19, 12, 19, isn't it? The values are between. Right. How to get the total float? Total float 19, 0. 19 minus 0 minus 12. 7. Total float only important one. Highest value, lowest value. Thumb rule I'm telling. Next free float. Total float minus slack at third event. 7 minus 19 minus 12. 0. If free float 0, independent float default 0 event. Independent float, total float minus slack at third event minus slack at 1. Not necessary, but I'm showing 0. Interference float. Interference float is nothing but total float minus free float. 7 minus 0. 7. Is the interference float. All the floats are calculated for B. Similarly, D, C you can take. But what about A, E, F, G? 0 is default. So like this we can estimate floats. Okay, remember total float is completion time related, free float next activity, independent float next and previous activities. And coming to next topic, pet network. In pet network, probabilistic, keyword, research and development, R&D works. So whenever you find R&D terms, it is nothing but pet network. Projects are two types, deterministic and probabilistic. In probabilistic, activity is unknown and it has uncertain time phases. So each activity will have more than one value. So time values are changing. And what is the full form? Program evaluation and review technique. Program project difference I have shown here. Actually, program is nothing but set of projects. So program is superior word compared to projects. Each activity will have three values. What are the three values? Optimistic time, pessimistic time, most likely time. So in case of pet network, activity will have three durations. In CPM, only one duration. Optimistic time means lowest value. Pessimistic means highest value. The title, optimistic, good conditions. Pessimistic, bad conditions. Optimistic, lower bound. Pessimistic, upper bound. Most likely is in between. It is fluctuating. Okay, how the values are distributed? T0 is the lower bound, TP is upper bound. TM is most likely time, it is in between T0 and TP. Sometimes TM is exactly the midpoint of this. Say example, T0 is equal to 2, TP is equal to 10, TM is equal to 6. What's the meaning of this? 2, 10, T0 2, TP 10, TM 6. Exactly the midpoint. 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. So this is a symmetric case. Here, screw symmetric, left screw. Like a TM is T0 side. Most of the working conditions are good. Here, most of the working conditions are bad. What is the meaning of this diagram? Probability. Highest probability. But however, TM value is dominated here, dominated by T0. TM value dominated by TP. Most of the working conditions are good. Most of the working conditions are bad. Left screw, right screw. So example, T0 is equal to 2, TM is equal to 3, TP is equal to 10. So what's the meaning of this? Most of the working conditions are good. How do you say this? 2, 3 nearer to each other. Lowest values are dominating. Here in this case, T0 to 2, TM 9, TP 10. If I give these values, suppose if I'm giving these values 2, 9, 10. What do you understand? TM, TP one side. Okay. Now problem is how to decide the expected value. Expected means average value. I cannot take simple average. I'm taking weighted average. How the weighted average I'm taking? Beta distribution I'm using. Beta distribution is a right choice because symmetric, screw symmetric, both are covered under beta distribution. That's why expected duration is equal to mean of beta distribution. This is important. It's a very, very important beta distribution mean. Okay, how to take the average 1 into T naught plus 4 into Tm plus 1 into Tp. So highest weightage we are giving to Tm because it is having more probability. So T naught plus 4Tm plus Tp, this is important. So this formula is important. In case of symmetric, you will get middle value. Say 1, 2, 3 I'm taking. 1, 2, 3 symmetric. 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1, 3. T is equal to, you can verify the formula using three values which are in symmetric arithmetic series. 1, 2, 3. You will get 2. 1, 1, 1 if I take 1 I'll get. 2, 6, 10. 6 I'll get. Unsymmetric, you will get different values. Okay, how the problem is given to us like this. There are 3 activities, 2, 3, 10, 3, 5, 13, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 10, not in series. So you can use the formula 2 plus 4 into 3 plus 10 by 6, 4 I'm getting. 3, 5, 13, it is also not in series. 3, 4, 5 in series, 4 you can get directly. And substitute the duration and get the completion time. 4, 6, 4, plus the completion time. So what is the extra thing you have to do? T value using the formula. Once you get the expected duration, then you can use it and get the critical path. It is just similar to CPM after having TE values. Similarly, you have this question. Each activity I'm finding TE value and I'm substituting here. Expected project completion time I could get. Next, variance. Whenever you're using probability, standard deviation is must and should you have to use. So expected value and standard deviation both I need. For getting standard deviation, I need variance. So what is the meaning of variance? It is a measure of degree of randomness. High variance means highly uncertain. Zero variance means deterministic. In PET network, how to get variance of each activity? So highest value TP, lowest value T naught. And we assume that all values are in between T naught and TP only. But what is the guarantee I can give? 99% guarantee I'm giving. Activity duration could be in between T naught and TP only. But 1% chance is there getting less than T naught, getting more than TP. That's why 99% confidence level I'm using. 3 sigma limits. So TP minus T naught is equal to 6 sigma. Variance is equal to TP minus T naught by 6 whole square. It is also important. Two formulas you come across. One is the TE formula and variance formula. Then how it is used? Variance of critical path I'm finding. And once you know the variance of critical path, sigma CP you can estimate using under root of variance of critical path. Suppose this question is 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. There are two paths. 1, 2, 4 path is critical path. What is standard deviation of critical path? Under root of variance of critical path. Variance of 1 to 2 plus variance of 2 to 4. Don't add standard deviation values. You can take variance and after getting variance value, you can add up. You can add the variance value and apply a root. In this case, A, C, E, F is a critical path. Take the variance of critical path. After that, apply root, square root. Then you will get sigma CP. So why sigma CP required? To get the project duration distribution. What is the project duration distribution? Project duration distribution is mu plus or minus 3 sigma. So mu nothing but critical path duration, sigma nothing but sigma CP. So project duration, lowest value mu minus 3 sigma, highest value mu plus 3 sigma. Okay, with example you can understand. Suppose this question I'm taking. So what is critical path in this? Critical path is EC is a critical path. Mu is equal to critical path duration. That is 40. Sigma CP is equal to under root of variance of critical path. This is equal to under root VA plus VC plus VE. So VA, VC, VP, you can take this 2 square. Standard deviation given. So variance means 2 square. Standard deviation 1 square. C 2 square plus 1 square. This is 3. Sigma CP is equal to 3. So we had a mu value. Mu CP is equal to 40. Sigma CP is equal to 3. And what is the project duration distribution? This is mu CP. Mu CP minus 3 sigma CP. Mu plus 3 sigma CP. Normal distribution. Project duration follows normal distribution. Normal or Gaussian distribution. And lower limit mu minus 3 sigma. Upper limit mu plus 3 sigma. And what is the confidence level you are using? 99%. So mu CP minus 3 sigma CP. So 40 minus 3 into 3. 31. Mu CP plus 3 sigma CP. 40 plus 3 into 3. 49. So 31 to 49 is the project duration distribution. Okay. Sorry. Mu is equal to 41, I think, in this case. Mu is equal to 41. 32. 50. 32, 50. Okay. Generally, probable range of duration. Lower limit, upper limit, mu minus 3 sigma. So these kind of questions we get only in conventional papers because lengthy. In objective you won't expect, but in civil engineering paper it was given. Probability, how to get the probability? Z you have to calculate. Z is equal to x minus mu by sigma, and based on Z value we can decide the probability. So table generally provided to us. How the table is given, and I'll show one example that you can understand. So this table is given to us. Cumulative probability. So Z from here to here, this shaded portion, this portion. Like let us have this question. Draw the network and find the probability of completion. It's a matter of 2 minutes. So just look at I have answer. 1, 2, 2, 2 to 3. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to draw the diagram? 1, 2, 2, 1 circle. Circle 1, circle 2 you can join. 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 5. These are activities in terms of I to J. And 3 values are given for each activity. First, I'm finding TE value using the formula. 7, 14, 5, 11, 7, 4. These are the TE values. Draw the diagram and substitute. Get the critical path by observation. 1, 2, 3, 5 is the critical path. So mu is equal to 36. So mu is equal to 36. Sigma CP nothing but under root of variance of critical path. Variance of 1 to 2, variance of 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 6. Sigma CP is equal to 5. We got mu value, sigma value. So what is the given data question? 40 days. Target 40 days. X is equal to 40. X is equal to 40. Z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. 40 minus 36 divided by 5. Z is equal to 0.8. I got 0.8. Z is equal to 0.8. Then you can refer tables. 0.8 means just we see here. This is from here to here 50%. Extra you will get more than 50%. I'm not using the diagram like this. This is different. This is different. Cumulative value I'm taking. Z is equal to 0.8. The corresponding 0.8. 0.7881. 0.7881. So 78.81%. So this is regarding probability. And finally, differences between CPM and PET. CPM is deterministic approach. PET is probabilistic approach. Activity oriented. This one is event oriented. So this slide is really useful to you and very important. One-time estimate, a 3 times estimate. Float concept, slack concept. Here only activities are important. Here events are important. Crashing is possible. Crashing is not possible. And applications, if you see, CPM is applicable for well-known works. PET is applicable for research works. And the last topic in scheduling, project caching. In this, we are reducing the duration, but only caching is applicable for CPM networks, not for PET networks. Only for CPM networks, caching is generally applied. And the theory concepts only will get what are the project costs and how the caching is done. So why the caching is done? First of all, what is caching? Reducing the project duration. There are two reasons for caching. One is customers due date you have to meet. Second one, total project cost you have to minimize. What are the project cost? Direct cost, indirect cost. So direct cost means the money involved with the project works. Indirect cost means these are office expenditure, maybe if it's the rents, lease cost, temporary facilities, administrative expenditure. All these are becoming indirect cost. So in any construction site, workers are staying there itself. They have temporary residences. Workers' temporary residences are indirect cost. Water facilities, drinking water facility for the workers, that is indirect cost. Supervisor salary, indirect cost. Security people salaries, indirect cost. So those are not directly connected with work. Mason, engineer, or welder, driver, truck driver, dumper driver, or drilling machine operator. All these are direct cost. So direct labor. So direct materials, direct labor, fuels and consumables, energy cost, and direct expenses. Indirect costs are only indirect labor. How the direct cost and time related, we'll see. But before that, total cost is equal to direct cost plus indirect cost. Relation between direct cost and time. If time increases, direct cost decreases. If time decreases, direct cost increases. So inversely proportional. So direct cost will have inversely proportional. Okay, 10 days work you can do in 10 days only. Suppose if you do in 20 days, direct cost may be decreased, but indirect cost may be increased. That is a different story now. I'm only talking about direct cost right now. If time increases, direct cost decreases. But after normal duration, direct cost won't change. Now see this diagram in curve shape. Up to NT it is dropping. Beyond NT it is not changing. It is line horizontal. So what is the minimum direct cost means NC? You cannot say 0. If time increases, direct cost decreases, but what extent up to NC only? Less than NC, you cannot get any lesser value. What is the minimum value for any activity means NC, normal cost. Normal duration, normal cost. When you reduce the duration, direct cost increases. Why it is increased? Let me give a simple example. I'm using one truck for transportation, but the truck is having 3-4 trips, so it is taking 2 days. Instead of one truck, if I use 2 trucks, my time can be saved. But 2 trucks, I'm paying more amount. So 2 days or 3 days work I'm doing in 1 day. So the direct cost increases, but time can be reduced. So when you reduce the time, extra labor, extra workers, extra equipment, extra machinery I'm using, so that I can reduce the time. Cost increases because of extra resources. When you crash the project, what will happen to cost increases? Indirect cost, if you see, it is always depending upon duration. So when you reduce the duration, indirect cost reduces. Rentals, rent charges, lease costs, temporary facilities, all are depending upon project duration. Suppose you are doing the work for 1 year. 1 year you have to maintain all the facilities. Suppose you complete the work in 6 months. You maintain all temporary facilities for 6 months only. Temporary go down, temporary shed, temporary residences, drinking water for labor, electricity for labor. All these things you have to maintain for 1 year. Suppose you complete the work in 6 months only. You can cut down everything by 6 months. So that is the advantage of indirect cost. If you reduce the duration, indirect cost reduces. So due to crashing, what will happen? Direct cost increases. What will happen? Indirect cost decreases. I've shown in the diagram. So this diagram is very, very important. Direct cost increases when you crash the project. Crashing means from right to left I'm moving. Direct cost increases, indirect cost decreases. But total cost, if you see, decreases and increases. So where it is changing the slope, that is nothing but optimum duration. So this is minimum value. Below optimum duration, cost is high. Above optimum duration, cost is high. At optimum duration, total cost is less. So what is the ultimate objective of crashing? Optimum duration, you have to find out where total cost is minimum. Okay, so what is crashing procedure and these things? Calculations and all not necessary for you, but however, cost flow calculation is important. So how to get the cost slopes? And I'll give one diagram. Normal cost and crash cost, normal time and crash time. Cost slope nothing but actually it is a non-linear, but you assume line because to find out slope, tan theta is equal to slope. Cost difference delta c divided by delta t, cc minus nt divided by nt minus ct. So cost slope equation, and in examination you may get this. What is the cost slope? How to get the cost slopes? Apart from that, you cannot expect more than this. Okay, and coming to theory side, I told you already. I'm only covering numerical portion, and one topic is pending, that is inventory control. So inventory control or 2 formulas are there. Anyway, I'm going to give that briefly because the time is getting out. So this is another important topic, so I need to cover. That's why. So briefly, let me address this inventory control. Inventory control, here you may expect questions. What is the objective of inventory control? First objective, inventory cost to minimize and total cost to minimize. Means inventory cost only to minimize. If you minimize inventory cost, automatically total annual cost is minimized. What is inventory? Stock. It's a stock of materials. And we have to answer 2 questions. How much inventory and timing. So quantity means EOQ, economic order quantity. Timing means cycle time, optimum cycle time. So these 2 questions we need to answer. The first question answer is economic order quantity. Second question is optimum cycle time. When you're purchasing, don't purchase less, don't purchase more. Always have to purchase EOQ. That's the meaning. Quantity means EOQ, timing means optimum cycle time. So what are the types of inventories? I've given list here. What are the problems? If you have more stock, more storage problems, more depreciation problems, and more money is in the form of dead stock. When you have no stock, shortage problems you will get, and we cannot get any discount and continuity. So because of continuity, because of uncertainty, because of discounts, we purchase more stock. Economic order quantity, it is giving minimum annual inventory cost so that you can minimize total annual cost. Annual costs are 2 types: inventory cost and material cost. Inventory cost further we have 2 types: carrying cost and ordering cost. Carrying means when you have more stock, carrying cost is getting high. When you order less, ordering cost is getting high. So I've shown the diagram, then you can understand clearly relation between cost and quantity. Ordering cost. When you order small amounts, the number of orders are getting high. So my annual requirement is D. I'm ordering only Q units. Suppose the Q value very small, then what will happen? D by Q value higher side. So cost increases from the expression D by Q into C naught. C naught is constant, each order cost. Carrying cost, if you see, Q by 2 into CC. If Q increases, it is increasing. And if you combine these 2, ordering cost is inversely proportional to quantity. It is Q by 2 into CC, D by Q into C naught. There is a compromise here, EOQ, where annual inventory cost is minimum and carrying cost is equal to ordering cost. At EOQ, Annual carrying cost is equal to annual carrying cost. Annual implementation cost is minimum. So expression Q by 2 into CC is equal to D by Q into C naught. This is important. If you remember this expression enough, don't go for any theory. Just important is this: how to solve the problems. Under root of 2D C naught by CC, and what is carrying cost and what is ordering cost are given details. So in examination, the question could be like this: ratio of annual ordering cost to annual carrying cost when EOQ is used. At EOQ, carrying cost is equal to ordering cost. Ratio how much? 1. One of the ESE questions. Of course, this is taken from mechanical paper. This sample I'm giving, like this you can get. EOQ directly. D given, annual demand, ordering cost given, carrying cost given per unit per year. EOQ. Substitution time. Just you can go through these examples. And sometimes cycle time you have to calculate. How many orders you have to issue in 1 year? Then you can get the cycle time. EOQ I'm finding first. After that, number of orders and cycle time in terms of years. These are only formula oriented. And coming to classification, ABC classification is important. How it is done in universe and in society, only 20% of people are dominating the 80%, or in the universe also the same rule. Creamy layer may be the richest people, or elite community only 20%, but they will dominate the economy. So the total growth, if you see the income, so 80% income towards only 20% of people, or 20% community. In stock market also, 20% companies are dominating. The remaining 80% companies are dominated by. So it's a paradox principle. Vital few and trivial many. In any shopping mall, only costly items are very few. Gold and jewelry items, like jewelry and silver and gold items, few number but very expensive. Clothes and garments, everything bulk but less cost. Few things will have highest value, many things will have lowest value. It is applicable everywhere. So ABC classification is based on paradox principle. The remaining classifications, of course, supplements to the ABC classification. In ABC classification, what is the criteria? Annual usage value, annual consumption value, annual consumption. Direct question in one of the papers. Like a recent paper, there was a question. What is the basis for ABC classification? Annual consumption value, annual consumption into price. A class items, 80% value, not 20%, 10% only quantity. C class item reverse. Okay. And the remaining things, just you can go through. And if you have any doubts, so this is my mail ID. Or you can send me through WhatsApp 944-111-5236. Again, I'm telling you, my choice is only numericals. Okay, 3 to 4 questions. And simple theory, 2 to 3 questions. Okay, 7 questions only my target. Out of 10, 7 by 10 is 70%. That means 7 questions, 14 marks. You're able to score 14 marks on my subject. I'm very, very happy. And don't waste your time. Right? Whatever I've covered, first to complete. Then if you have any time, extra time, you can go to the remaining topics. That is my suggestion. Not because of revision, even I'm revising only important topics. Break even is very important. Next, economical feasibility, that's a calculation that is important. CPM and PET is important. And inventory control is important. You will get questions from these areas only. Numerical sometimes, 3 to 4 questions, damn sure. The remaining 2 3 questions outline, theory oriented. 3 4 questions you cannot answer, even myself also. Okay. So I wish you all the best. And if you have any queries, please just mail me or you can send me through WhatsApp. Okay. All the best. Yeah, I'll upload these notes. The entire notes I'll upload, so it may be useful to you. Ready reference time. So bye, good day, and all the best for your ESE examination.